you my beautiful face.
Okay, let me make sure and check a couple things before we get started. We're all here. We're going to get started. Hang on.
There we are.
And that's a 30-second delay. So,
Don't forget that, Davey.
yeah.
Davey.
Yeah, 30 seconds, Stevie. Can you count that high without taking your shoes off, Stevie?
You gotta take your shoes
Steven.
off.
This is actually filming, yeah.
Well,
There, did they get us?
I think it is.
All right, there is a few people on.
Hey!
Here we are.
Hey, we already got some.
Look at that. You know you got comments.
Damn it, Tater. I'm thinking a cat D7. I'm thinking a cat D7.
So how do you write a post? You gotta go on his?
So,
Yeah, you go on his.
everybody start by introducing yourselves. This is everybody.
Everybody? Yes, sir? Mammy?
Hi.
Oh, that's good. And say
Man, okay, Mammy says hi.
Hi,
Old
y'all.
Paul, Stump Jumper Videos, Mammy Logger, how's everybody doing, y'all? Yeah.
West Coast logging here.
GNS logging, Brian and Jason.
Brian knocked you up. Jeffrey? Now, Jeffrey.
You got a name?
Al.
Alex,
Alex.
yeah.
Hey, Jesse.
That's Jesse. He
Girls, he's single.
He
He's
knows
a,
it.
Yeah.
he's a short, fat guy there, Jesse.
He's primed and looking.
Yes, sir, he's a
Yeah,
handsome
Jesse's
guy.
only about 7'2", so.
How old are you?
16.
He's 16. He can do everything pretty much better than all the rest of us. Yeah.
I'll tell you all right now. I told these guys the other day. I've been around Yarder for 20 plus years, and he climbed up in the cab of that 50 the other day, and I have never seen anybody grab the throttle and pull that SOB back with as much confidence as he had.
Yep.
He will be. I'm telling you, Brian, right now, he will be a goddamn good logger.
Oh, yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
He don't have a whole lot of bullshit, but he's listening. and you can watch him, and he knows when to decipher the BS out of what he really needs to take in. And yeah, I was surprised. I was pretty impressed with that. That was
He was
awesome.
all proud of him.
Yeah, we all looked up there, and that son of a fucking smoke started rolling out of the thing, and here she comes. He was in the yarder.
I'm me on the other hand, I'm full bullshit. Okay?
Tater, tell him about your
Hey,
Jason.
between me and Paul, we know everything.
That's right.
I know everything, and he knows that I'm full of shit, so that covers all of it.
He was on pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. If you want anything out of Tater, just stick a quarter in him and jerk his lever.
Take both hands.
Yep. Yep.
Well, what we got? They will be sticking. There is a 30-second delay, so our comments may come in a little late, but I'll try to keep up with comments. And
Questions?
somebody says, "Dave, what up, brother?" Nelson says it'll pull some pretty good sized beech and poplar.
How do you
Dickard
make
with
a
me.
comment?
I don't know. Is Deckard with Dave on there?
Yeah, Dickard with Dave.
Where's he at?
Not too bad a trip. Right under
Yeah.
Trooper the McCall.
Yeah. Oh, you're falling on your phone.
Yeah. I was gonna try to keep up with the comments too.
Well, let's get the.
questions. Yeah, ask questions.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah, ask
awesome
questions.
time this weekend.
Ask questions.
How do you ask questions? I'm on and I don't know how.
Should be able
You're gonna be logged in.
I am watching.
These fellers is from Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah, Walla, Washington.
Yeah, with the Walla
Walla.
The wishy washy Walla Washington.
And you see he's got two whistles. He's got one on each suspender. Them's his rape whistles.
wheelchair.
He's so pretty, they just throwing themselves at him.
Yeah.
And they got one on each. Just look at that dashing good looks.
He's like the windshield looking. Yes,
If they attack from the right, he leans over to the left and gets that whistle, and then vice versa.
Hey, Wade, we're fixing to get him in a Britney Spears outfit pretty quick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boy, he look good in some tighty tights. Oh, yeah, it is. Thanks, Dickard. It is my birthday.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
I was
happy birthday,
hey, I'll drink
Happy
to that.
birthday to
Cheers, buddy.
you.
Cheers, cheers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Birthday, dear Tater.
Happy birthday to you.
That's beautiful stuff right there.
I'm telling
We
you.
got
That's
a,
very operatic.
It was.
You gotta go croaky too. Huh?
Oh, you'll hit the jackpot.
Hey,
Oh, boy, say you jerked the one lever, would you hit the jackpot?
hey, how many of y'all want to go see Tater go? I want to take him out karaoke and singing tonight. Get down there and egg him on now, because he's ripping out on me. Huh?
Huh? You are totally out.
yeah,
That's
she,
right.
no.
Ah, she's hiding.
We need to say hi to Wheelchair Farmer. He said it was real nice to meet us all there at OLC. It was great to talk to you guys there too. Had a
Who's the other
great
guy?
time. Great
Who's the
time.
other guy?
Dragger Ben.
Dragger. Well, I didn't get to meet Dragger.
I got to
Ben.
meet Dragger. He was a really nice one.
God, that boy that was with him.
Zachary Sheets, we didn't get a hold of him today. We was going to go into Ponce stand and bug him, but we wanted to get down to the shop, and we just missed him today.
Isaac Larson.
Isaac.
Billy, thanks for telling me happy birthday.
Yeah.
But oh, there's a lot of happy birthdays on there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I-
Thanks, guys. Thanks all of you.
Hey, we gotta give Nutsy a shout out.
Yeah.
Nutsy, my buddy.
Nutsy.
Nutsy, 319.
We missed you, buddy.
Awesome. I wish you was out here with us,
Yeah.
buddy.
Stevie!
Dude.
Stevie, damn it,
Yes,
Stevie,
sir.
I hope you're on here having a good time, and you better have that husky running when I get back. Stevie, or my boot's gonna be up Stevie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's scared. He's probably shut it off, shaking. Stevie, you shaking up there? Stevie, can you hear me, Stevie?
See him there? I see him over there.
What was it? We could tear into story time since there ain't no questions coming in.
Who's 31 who got turned away from the show? Thanks for trying
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Come see us, brother.
Oh man, I can't believe they shut it down at 2 o'clock on Saturday. I've
He's
never.
still in town. Where is he?
No, he said he was going to see some family on the coast.
Oh, okay.
You have a really nice looking family there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, a whole slew of kids, didn't he?
4, I think.
4 kids?
Wow. Yeah.
Little nose minors
Who's
in there,
that?
huh?
Who's 31?
Woo's 31.
Woo's 31.
Who's 31? I've seen
That's right. Whiskey has been poured, George.
Yeah.
George is on it.
Yes, it has.
George's my buddy. Now he always watches me and keeps me safe. Somebody needs to, George.
Leah Skigel says, "Text me, Daddy."
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Who's daddy?
How's Daddy?
Who's daddy?
I don't know.
Did them tests come in?
Oh,
And yeah, somebody says, "Bring home a Yoder, Wade."
Yes, sir. Yep. I need one.
Wait.
Well, you better run it, because I never did figure out how.
oh, we gotta say hi to Buckin. Wish you were
Buckin'
here.
Murray! Hey,
Yeah.
Buckin'.
Buckin and Victoria Spector up there.
Yep.
Yes.
Who else do we need to say hi to? The
How about
Centenator.
Bobinski? Ain't that Bobby?
Centenator, did you make it on yet?
Bobinski Brooks, he comments all the time.
Ah, the
Yeah.
Chainsaw Collector 360's on here.
We're so far away.
Speed Marine.
Yes,
Speed
sir.
Marine.
Speed Marine, as we met up with him yesterday. Great guy. He had an awesome time.
And hey, what about that? What about the kid who filming their white trash?
White
Who's your
Trash
kid?
Eugene,
Yeah,
he's
white trash
right up
Eugene.
against,
Yes, yep. Good boy. He
Who was the kid? That was a kid?
That was
White
White
trash
Trash
Eugene.
Eugene,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. He good boy.
That was that kid that falls around?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're a good kid, buddy.
Okay, here we got a question.
Sorry we didn't get to say bye to you. We got somehow took apart from here at one point.
We got a question, Wade, for you. What do you think about the Mack trucks? You know, that what was that, a 56 Mack we were looking at?
Oh,
That was a Diamond T inside the
The
building.
Diamond T,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Mack dump truck was beside it, yeah.
That was,
awesome.
yeah.
Beautiful.
One trucker life. Have a question about the trucking side of logging. Is it dangerous, as they say? I haul heavy construction equipment.
Main thing I'd say about hauling logs, and you guys can back me up on this, in our logs, we get short logs. And you end up loading them on these, what'd you all call them, hay rack trucks?
Hay racks, yeah.
We got hay racks. And when you get up close to the top, and you throw them light logs up on top, and you throw your chains over, a lot of people get to where you don't get used to looking up, and somebody will bind one end down, it'll pop up and slide around and fall down and hit them right in the head and kill them.
Yeah.
But that's the most dangerous part of trucking, I think. And
Another thing too, you gotta watch for in the springtime around home peeling season.
Yeah.
that and lot lizards.
The hardwoods lose their bark, and them some bitches is like soap, man. I mean, especially yellow poplar. it loses its bark and it comes spurting right out of the rack.
Oh yeah, like a banana peel. You can take one off the front rack and go boom, boom across the trailer and end up in the dirt behind.
Chainsaw Collector wants to know what kind of Jack Daniels you're drinking.
Hold her right up,
Hold
bud.
her up there.
Jack Daniels, honey.
Or no, sorry, that was Jorge Olson.
Jorge.
Wanted to know what George Olson, what kind of Jack? It's honey.
What's wild turkey?
That's some of them are drinking that wild turkey here last night or something. Some bitch is
All
crazy.
right, next one, big guy.
Just a bunch of happy birthdays. Good evening, Wade. I hope you, Paul, and Alex have fun, brothers. Absolutely. The weekend.
Thank you. Been awesome.
I've gained so much knowledge over this weekend with these guys and the others that we've met. It's been great.
Oh yeah, and that Todd Stoffel, I hope I pronounced that right. He's got a really nice 1979 Kenworth log truck that he totally redid.
Yeah.
He was in, if you guys read Log Trucker, Logger's World, he was in that a couple months back. But he's a nice guy. Met his wife and his son Carson there.
Oh, okay. I see that girl that said, "Text me, Daddy." That was, she says, "My dad is watching your live stream, and I'm talking to him on here. I love my dad. He's a logger." Well, you be safe out there, buddy. Just like the rest of them. We all go home every night.
Absolutely. Yep. And let's remember that family there. What was it, Campbell?
Campbell Cutting. Yeah, they lost their son.
Yep. And,
Sean Stokes, I'm trying to, buddy. I got it braced up today. We did 6.5 hours yesterday on the concrete, and probably a good 4 hours today. So both knees are swelled up pretty good today. They're hurting quite a bit.
I'm fixing on kicking him in the ass to get his mind off his knees.
Yeah.
Wade, do you own a McCulloch?
Yes.
He's like 27.
I ran one time and I was drunk off my ass when I ran. I don't even remember.
Do they have landing?
Hey, I did start a big old 84 still one time off an ether bottle.
Marvin Wagner says, "Do they have landing lizards out there?" If you're talking about the girls at the truck stops, yes, they do.
No, he's talking about out there in the yard. Yeah, they just come from everywhere, just throwing themselves at us. You know, we're people too. Looking at us like we're some kind of objects.
And then another one says, "Lot lizards will put scabby bark on your log." Yes.
Oh man!
I'm gonna remember
Hey,
that
you're
one.
making
That's
a
pretty
room
good.
full of loggers bust, brother.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I did pick up
That's nice.
Wade and Paul both. I got both. Paul got the clip or not the bachelor button style suspenders. Wade got the. They're still a clip, but they're not the old cheapy Walmart truck driver.
Look at that, boys.
Yep.
Got them on there.
Them are nice.
Them are nice. I wore them when I went out to the woods with them.
Oh, hey, here's a question. Great question too, wheelchair farmer. What was the biggest thing that surprised you about logging in Oregon?
Okay, from my aspect of coming out there, and the first thing I seen on the way to the woods when I got up there was climbing that long mountain with them ginormous drop-offs. I get to the yard, and the yard's about this big, and they got all this great big equipment there. And then, like anytime somebody gets a fumbling around, you bump the end of one tree, it moves it out here, especially if it's up on a pile, it'll flop over and then. So you got that stuff stacked around everywhere. And then you got these cables way up above your head, and that shit's going everywhere. I was scared to death. I walked up there, and I'm usually pretty cocky, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. And I walked up there, I was shaking like a dog shitting peach seeds. I didn't know where in the hell. I finally grabbed one of them guys, and I said, "Where in the hell do I stand?" So I was underneath the yarder, and I had the camera out there. No, it finally got a little bit happier towards the end of the day, but it was. What these guys do out here now, it's very dangerous. It's very big and everything's huge and it's dangerous. That's what I seen. That's how my take on it. That sounds like a good answer.
I lost it here. I don't remember the name. You can post it again, but it says, "Wade, you don't have the balls to carry."
Oh, Come here and film. It's more than a mouthful, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. Yeah, calling you out.
Oh, Dan Fritzwater says, I want everyone in the room to spank Wade for his birthday.
Oh, now wait a minute.
I do got gas. We ate Mexican yesterday.
Maybe not fix him right
Come
up.
over here and lay down.
Oh, hey, this one actually it was asked to Wade, but I think we need to redirect it to Paul.
What's that?
What is the next big piece of equipment you plan on purchasing?
Nothing!
Probably some either yarder or you.
Yarder,
a
yeah.
yarder.
Small
probably.
Kohler style
Yeah.
tow behind trailer mount yarder or a yoder shovel with drums on it.
This cat's my consultant out here.
Oh,
He's my West Coast consultant, man.
Oh, Dan Fritzwater, stump jumper. You better make it to Paul Bunyan show.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're
Where
gonna
is
do
it?
that. That's out in Ohio. Yeah.
That's a good
Eric
time.
Poe wants to know where you get your wild ass jeans.
Bailey's.
Bailey's.
Yes.
That's all them girls are chasing on him. Look at him. They didn't gnawing on his legs down there. He barely made it out alive last time he went to Walmart.
You need to get him some whistles, Brian.
He does. He's got him on his regular
Alright.
rig.
Dad's got all the rape whistles and he needs them.
Jamie Overstreet, much respect for those West Coast loggers. Well, I appreciate it because I put my heart and soul into this.
Yes, he does.
I decided a long time ago that I was going to make a career out of this. So
Well, you've done well.
I second the first skitter question.
What was your very first log skitter?
Yeah, what's your very first log skitter?
What was your very first log screw?
I was later in the game. You all, probably half y'all on here's got more logging experience than I got. I think my first was a G model deer. It was a This is
You wanna hear
640
what
G.
mine was?
His is
Nobody
gonna-
will even ever know what this is. I had a 1973 Gaffner mini skidder. It had a 4-cylinder Perkins diesel engine in it, and it was built. It was basically an iron mill. Anybody ever see an iron mill before?
Yeah, I've seen an iron
Gaffner built it. And then it had Unimog axles in it. Had a little tiny Gearmatic winch on it. It was a cute little rascal. But boy, she'd break about every time you looked half silly at it. But yeah, it was a Gaffner mini skidder. I don't even know if there's any of them around anymore.
I don't think I've ever heard one.
I think it was actually an Erdl, and I used to pull Lincoln logs with it. I get about 3 logs a turn if it's one of them 4-section ones.
We gotta ask, how much weight can you pull with a yarder? Well, that there's a pretty broad spectrum there.
We seen yarders a day that is bigger than a house. So I mean,
so it depends on what size. Mainly the yarders we're using nowadays, the TMY 50s, 70s. Weight wise, we can pull 12, 15,000, 18,000 pounds with ease.
Awesome.
You know, quite a bit more than that probably. The 172 Medill, I would actually hate to try to guess what it pulls because they will pull an enormous amount of logs. Half a truckload at a time.
So that 40 thing that I'm looking at, you could be looking at maybe 500, 600, 700 board foot to trip. something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Which is good because that's going to
Yeah.
save you a lot of time running up over hills and scared, you know. So.
You Oregon guys gotta be half billy goat. Yeah.
that's what I told him. I said, this would be a damn good place for a billy goat.
Oh, okay. Perry Roberts wants to know if you miss Mama and the babies, Wade.
Oh, yeah.
Pussy.
I miss Mommy. I've been getting homesick already. These guys been mean at me, picking on me,
We gotta,
blowing that damn whistle in my ear.
well, if you'd stay off his leg, maybe you wouldn't do it the rest.
Yeah, Mommy, I'm a rodding his leg and he's a blowing out. Just let me finish.
Stay off the man's leg, Tater. We got the top string, Tater.
Your wife's gonna see this and be like, what the hell?
Okay.
I've never watched
I got
Oh,
two
shit.
here.
That lady down the bottom of the hotel said, well, at least he's leaving the lamppost alone now.
Tina Fritzwater, She asked if I'd be
Hi, Tina.
interested in coming out to the Paul Bunyan show, and I absolutely would be.
Yes.
I don't know when it is.
It's
But
in October, in the first week of October.
me and my wife plan on trying to come out to Pennsylvania sometime in August, and I want to try to get down and check out Wade's operation too.
Yep.
And then I gotta ask, what do you think about the Timber Pro iron? Hadn't really been around much, seen much of it till this weekend, and I'm getting a good eye at it. There was quite a bit of it there that I was fairly impressed with.
I'll tell you what, a lot of what I noticed is a lot of what they would put to use here is stuff that we don't use at home.
Okay.
Like the Timber Pro and the LX 830s, there's not that much. They're like in the 870s and the big butted stuff. And,
Here's a question for all of you guys. What brand makes the best chainsaw?
Oh boy.
There you go.
Still. Got
They
nothing.
doesn't buy a deal.
What a steer.
Jesse says that wild thing from Poland's a pretty mean saw.
Wow.
Pascal Superintendent, I think Wade needs another drink. He's
Yeah, he's
working on
doing
it right now.
He'll be singing karaoke in about an hour.
Get a few more of them in you, buddy.
Out there on the deck.
Says, I've heard of those Gaffner jobs. For me, my first is a good old 1978 Cat 518. Was that a short frame or a long frame 518?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Had one of them. Yeah.
My dad started with a Garrett about
Garrett, there you go. He's got one.
15, about the
69.
same.
This boy's got one.
Chuck
everybody.
Driver says my dad started with a Garrett. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian's
he's got
a
one.
Garrett.
Go to Brian's videos. He's got a Garrett. Yep. GNS logging makes some good videos.
Yep, we got 3 of them, 2 for parts.
Wow.
If
They're coming
Wade,
back.
If Wade drinks every time you guys tell him to have another drink, I don't think we're going to be able to finish.
Oh, if there's one thing I do know how to do, and that's drink. Don't you worry about me. I'll be all right.
Hey,
sweetheart.
Tater, we're making a dent on that whiskey bottle.
Pignut says iron mules are the best, or are badass.
They're good machines. They're simple, good little machines.
Do they still make tree crushers? My dad used to run one of them.
Tree, what? How you spell
Just says tree crusher.
it? I don't know. I don't know,
Never-
buddy. I ain't familiar with that one. But
Tree
I know.
farmer.
I know tree farmer. That was Franklin. Franklin
Yeah.
was a tree farmer.
Northern Maine is where the Paul Bunyan days is.
Huh?
No, down.
No, that's all.
Ohio.
Oh, okay. Well, this one just said.
Joe, they probably got Paul.
Oh,
Bunyan
Paul Bunyan is from where my dad is from, Northern Maine. Okay,
Okay.
I misunderstood the comment. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I used to date a girl who looked like Paul Bunyan.
Oh God.
She was a tough one. I hated to piss her off, too.
Companies going together style logging out there. Going to tether style.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
On
we-
our end too. We watched an awesome video about that. They had this
635 Tiger Cat.
635 Tiger Cat on a 60% grade.
Yeah.
Wow,
Pulling
that
massive
was-
drags up.
That
on
was
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Alex, is your crew usually as young as we see them in your recent vids? The last 10 years, yeah, because the generations, the older generations are getting in machines or retiring. So we're trying to bring younger guys in. So now the next 10 years, you'll see a lot of these same guys. And then as they move up, then we got to bring another generation in to keep it going. So the last 10 years has been, last 6 to 10 years has been a lot of younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point altogether, this is the youngest crew I've ever had. Normally have, middle-aged guys and a couple, maybe 1, 2 would be a lot under the age of 30, but to have 5 guys that are all under 22 years old, it is pretty rare.
Yeah,
But I do
sure.
have to say, my crew, every one of them, they want to be there. They want to work. They're all great kids, and they're willing to learn, and they're willing to work for you while they learn. So I have a good crew right now.
Yes,
Hey,
they
Tater.
are very good.
Hey, Tater and Wade, I got a real interesting one here from Chris.
Tater and Wade.
Yeah,
It's
Tater.
the same person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tater and Alex. Sorry.
I'll answer both personalities.
Yeah, hey, I got an interesting here from
Yes, I
Chris.
will.
No, you won't.
Nicely.
Yes, I will. Oh.
Chris Nicely. Trump promising jobs associated with the conference in Eugene today. Big write-up about bringing logging jobs back. Everyone's thought on that, please. We say go,
Yeah,
go
I
to Trump.
say-
That's what we say.
But in the same sense, not one of us is saying we want to go out there and destroy the environment.
No, no,
You have to be responsible.
we are.
And replant, take care of the land and all that. But for every tree that Trump opens up, that's just another job.
That's right.
And that's to help keep boys like this
Yep,
from being on the welfare line.
yep. Well, we're finding like out here in Eugene. I
He
mean,
was
this whole-
pointed
this
that way
whole
when we
town-
picked him up.
This whole town out here is the whole economy is based on the timber industry.
Emily Fritzwater, Logger Wade, should I bring cookies to
Hi,
the
cutie.
Paul Onion Show?
Yes.
You can bring your cookies anywhere. I love your cookies.
Boy, that's...
These guys don't get none of your cookies.
That's,
They're
They
not
wouldn't-
on Paul Nye's diet.
They wouldn't appreciate them like I do.
Positive.
Dickard with Dave.
What's it say?
Okay, that's
It's
right.
gonna be a good
Oh,
question, Mr.
yeah.
Dicker, with Dave.
I think,
Oh, you can
you
have
know,
that
I think
stuff.
we'll
Just
just,
get a
we're
little
gonna
from
have
my
to skip
chest.
past that
Oh,
one.
whatever. It's killing me.
Cynthia says happy birthday, Wade.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Shout out to Wade for me.
Mess with that and the machine and all that.
Oh,
What's the
Cynthia.
hardest tree to cut?
Oh, it's not the whole machine that you.
Hardest
No, it's
tree.
an inhaler.
Are you asking?
When they're leaning forward about like this,
So what was your?
that's when they're the hardest to cut, but they can be done, but that's the hardest ones. And when they're standing up so straight, you cut them and they go, boop.
Shore logger, Alex, if you make it out to PA, I'll ride up and meet you. I'll let you know, we definitely plan on coming out, so
There you go.
I'll let you all when we're coming that way.
You'll hook shit up, Billy. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Carolina Farmwell's with the still. Amen, brother. I hear you with them stairs to ceiling.
What you got now?
Johnsy Red and Husqvarna firewood cutter
have
says.
They're
That's
all
it.
right. They're all
Really?
good.
We had a girlfriend for 3 years.
Give a shout out to Pig Nuts. And it's a great story too, so yeah.
And your husband.
I messaged
yeah,
Nuts
I
319 to let him know we were on.
Yes.
I was hoping he would jump on here and
He'll say yes.
Nutsy! I'll call Nutsy right now. That's not bad.
Yeah. He's probably sleeping in. Nobody told him it's Saturday.
Him and Stevie ain't together, are they?
There's a
Wow.
Big Nut says there's a whole lot of knowledge in this room. What we got?
Really?
There's a whole lot.
It's crazy.
There's a whole lot of hot air in this room.
It's
Wait
getting
till-
hot in here.
Wait till I pull Wade's fingers.
Yeah.
And then your husband.
Big Gus, my first skitter was a 1972 JD 540 with an adjustable arch and we
No.
used chicken sections on the hardwood.
No
Yes, sir.
questions asked.
What are you talking about on adjustable arch? Hit us again with
No.
that. What's adjustable arch? What do you mean by that?
That's funny.
Hey, Nutsy, say hello to the crew here.
Nutsy,
Everybody,
Nutsy!
Hey, Nutsy.
Thanks,
Hey,
Jeremy.
we're on a live chat, man. What are you doing? Working?
Yeah, buddy, we'll be up Morgan Monroe sometime. Probably not real soon.
Oh, that one guy.
Yep.
It's no different, guys. It's 3 or 4 different.
We're
No, don't say that.
There is 190
giving
folks
you
on
good
here.
shout outs here anyway. So,
Logger the Dipper says Husky.
all right,
You must
everybody,
chew
check it out.
cognac.
Say goodbye to Nutsy.
Yes,
Nutsy.
buddy.
Chipper guy. Dicker
Check it out
Dave
later,
says,
buddy.
"Where's
Check it out.
Chipper guy?" Chipper guy was.
Oh, really?
It was a late invitation, but with what's going on with Lacey and the honor, he had to respectfully decline, which is completely understandable.
Yep.
A friend of
Ah.
mine, her boyfriend.
So maybe next time.
No thanks.
Lacey, we're all praying for you. Hope you're doing well.
Yes. Yep.
Hang in there, Lacey, just like a hair and a biscuit. You got
Stump
it, girl.
jumper. Dan Fritzwater says, how does stump jumper like the Ryan's felling head?
Good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's a good little rig's working out well for us. You can check them videos out. We've got quite a few
What was
posts
a real good
on our
man?
channel there.
That South Star looked nice, but what was that real good mate when it was outside? That was yellow.
That's
Tiger Cat.
The tiger.
Was that a Tiger
On
Cat?
that 855,
Yeah, Tiger Cat.
And
But
the
those
one,
are a
what was
lot
the one
bigger.
in the tent when we first came in?
The Warthog.
I worked on
The
it.
Warthog and the Tiger Cat directional felling head, I was real impressed with. South Star looked pretty good, but the Warthog and the Tiger Cat, I was pretty damn impressed
You gotta
with
remember now
myself.
too.
That's just my
that
opinion.
felling head that I bought that
Oh, here's.
half the price. You know what I mean? So you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You know,
Question for each and every one of us. What's the biggest tree you've ever cut?
Well, that's gonna be easy. He's probably gonna win this one.
Oh, I'm not much of a cutter, so.
My biggest one was right about 52 inches. It was a big Douglas fir.
Wow.
That's the biggest
That's
one
a
I've
big
ever
stick.
cut.
52 inch, that's big. Yeah, that's got me beat.
My biggest one was a big old poplar. It took 6 drags to pull out. You seen the picture?
Yeah,
I see that one.
It looked like I was riding that.
He's like, do you do that?
What the hell? It was a big bastard, isn't it? I
It's
don't know.
5 foot, wasn't it, Wade? Is it,
Well, hell is tall.
was it taller than you or right at your same height?
Where I was bucking it, where it flared out, it was as tall as I was where it flared out. But on the bud, it wasn't quite that fat. I don't know how to say it. There's pictures on my Facebook account. If y'all's on my Facebook account, go dig through my photos and you'll see it.
No, you guys can. It's all right.
All right, Jesse, what's the biggest tree you ever fell?
Oh, it's like 32 inches.
That's a
And
big
it
stick.
was a
16-year-old fella here.
Pine.
Big 32, yeah.
Yeah, he's 16.
I'd have to say 32 inch, probably the biggest side of it. But I'm not much of a cutter. I stayed on the logging end of it. That was my thing.
About 32 feet tall.
My favorite job is cutting, hands down.
Yep.
That's my favorite job. It probably always will be.
That's mine too.
What's yours, Pop?
One trucker life says, thanks for putting this together, Wade. Yes, thanks. I think it's pretty cool.
Yes.
Sorry I put y'all through hell with this live video stuff, and it still ain't right. I'll finally get it right, but it's...
Logger boy, it's hard to find young guys that want to work. Absolutely, and that's kind of part of the point I was making, to have 4 or 5 guys that young on one crew that want to work. It's pretty hard to do.
Hey, Kiwi.
It's hard to
farmer.
find anybody who wants to work.
Kiwi farmer just posted now at New Zealand. Hey.
New
No
Zealand.
worries, matey. I was over there last year. Loved it. Yep. Anyway, yeah, Warthog. Yeah, no worries from New Zealand. Something else is from New Zealand is Satco, and they make a hell of a neat grapple and felling head. I'd like to get one.
Didn't Satco and South Star go?
No,
Ain't they
I don't
in
think-
twos?
No, Quadco and Quadco.
No, they're different. They're different. They told us they're different companies.
Cynthia Herr says to make sure Wade knows she said happy birthday.
No, thank you, Centenator. I love you.
And apparently last night when you were
Oh.
on your live feed, you promised Cotton Top would be here.
No.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Well-
shout out to Cotton Top, brother.
Well,
We
yeah.
missed you. Too bad you weren't here.
Doc, you want to text him or?
Where is
All right, Chipper.
I want to text him.
Here's one right there.
Sorry, I don't have that number, so.
Hey, Roberts. Hey, here's one right
Hang on,
there.
I'll get him. I'll text him. See if he's busy.
me?
Most expensive breakdown. Oh, they want to know the most expensive breakdown. Is there any?
We've had some good ones.
Is there any expensive
Most
one?
expensive breakdown. Oh,
Oh,
good God.
God.
Yeah, I've seen $80,000 because the guy wasn't greasing his main bearings
Yep,
on
yep,
the yarder.
yep.
We had to pull all 3 drums and
Yep.
put 3 new shafts, bearings, the whole 9 yards. Plus I think it was 11 days we didn't yard, so you're losing
Yep.
how much a day not yarding plus the.
Yep.
Rob McFerrin, what is a springboard and why do they use them? The way I understand it, a springboard is on the older, big, swelled up butts. They don't want that. They want the log where it's uniform. So they would, instead of folding it low and then have to make another cut on it, more work. Back in them days, it was all handwork. So they would chop a notch in the stump and put a board in it and stand up on it,
that was
so that they could fold the tree above the swell. So it was, you know, you didn't have a 12-foot butt and then into a 8-foot log, you know, 10 feet up. So basically, it was just to get up above the swell of the stump. So then you had a straighter log, easier to mill.
And they still use that technique in parts of Washington and Canada.
Really?
Especially on cedar, yeah.
Yeah, they still use that springboard.
Do you cut private land mostly?
Girl asked me.
Our U.S. forests have been shut down since
I
1993.
used to work at
Trump's gonna fix that.
Yeah, see, we do both. A lot of private and BLM state Forest Service. That's where the thinning comes in. Now on the state grounds, we have to thin. All three, no, I wasn't on that one. So the last two jobs I've done have been Forest Service and BLM that I've been videotaping. The one I videotaped with the 737 Skagit was a private job. So I think it's out here. I think it's probably about 50-50, really. And the private landowners, they would rather buy the timber off the state-owned timber first, and then when the state-owned timber dries up, then you start logging your own. Isn't that's kind of the same with Washington?
Yeah, ours is more, I would say, 70-30.
Really?
Private versus
Private, okay.
federal.
Yeah, and that I may be completely wrong.
But that's on my side of the state too. So it's,
Mostly I do private timber, but as of late we have picked up some contracting work because of our pulp markets are slow. So we've got into some log markets, contract work for larger mills, and they're buying some of the state forest jobs. So a little both.
I'm trying to get back on. Dickard with Dave says love to Lacey. Yeah, we all should keep her in the back of our minds while she goes through this nasty little fight she's going through. Lots of prayers sent to Lacey here. Jamie Overstreet. Pig Nuts is going to get pizza. We like taco pizza. Oh, Shore Logger, I want to know what. I want to know what hotel room you got from 1974.
Yeah.
Hey, this is upgraded here, God.
This is a hippie greenie.
Yeah, that's the hippie greenie hotel mobile.
Yep.
Here they go on about saving the. Say, look at that hippie.
Yes, sir.
Did you see that? I'm waiting for Ron Jordan to walk into that hotel room. I'm waiting for him.
Big Ron's coming.
Oh, we
Big
got
Ron's coming.
a Nelson Strout to all in room. Opinion on track skitters. You got to talk to these guys about that. Because
my
I
opinion
spent
on-
most of my life cable logging.
My opinion on track skitters: if you don't need them, don't get them, because they're the most expensive thing you can run. But if you have to have one, you ain't got no choice, and there's no other way around it, then I guess it's better than going broke.
Now we were just talking this whole party. We were just talking to the Kootenai guy, KMZ guy, and they said they've upgraded them tracks and made them stronger and this and that. I mean, they're a good, viable machine, but I've heard that it is very expensive to upkeep the tracks on. I have a D4 H. What is it? Skitter track, STK D4H track machine with a grappling winch on it. I like it. We use it here and there, not as much as we used to because we got shovels now.
Yeah, these swing machines really start, putting the
Yeah.
economics are more in the swing machines than they are into the track skitters, But there's jobs that you end up in such a bad situation where you're gonna have to track skitter them out, because you can't
All right, hang
swing
on.
them up to a grapple,
Nutsy wants to know how he comments on that because he don't know.
How's that, buddy?
That's the wrong guy.
How do you comment on it?
So I don't know.
We're too forward to afford one
I
anyway.
Bill Jack started to take
I
hold.
think
We
you
need
have
some
to
storage.
push on the live
Yes,
chat.
sir.
Jesse,
Storage.
regale
Yeah,
him.
push on the
Break
live
out.
chat, and then it comes up. Yep, that's
Dance,
it. Hit
sing.
the live chat button, and then it'll kick you.
Hello,
into
my
the-
darling. Hello, my baby.
We was talking about bad stories earlier.
All right.
And I got one that I was gonna tell, but I never got till we got done eating and stuff. But
Oh man,
we was talking about two cutters cutting too close together. That's a bad deal. When you
Yes.
get so much congestion, that's the thing that scared me about his logging site, is all the congestion. Because then everybody's got to keep their head on swivel, and then somebody lacks just a little bit. And with their stuff, there's no room for error.
Carson Becker, have you guys ever heard about a Bell Super T feller buncher with 3 wheels?
Had one. Yep, had one. I had a Ultra T, which is a joystick machine. It had a air-cooled Deutz in it. Yes, and yeah, had a good time with that little machine.
Didn't they say the air cooled ones get too hot and you need to get the water cooling? That was the
Well,
Super
yeah,
Speed or
that
something
came
like that?
after. Yep. Mine might have been the Super T. I think mine was the Ultra T. Then they made an Ultra T Plus or something, but put the Cummins water-cooled 4BT Cummins in it. Mine had the Deutz air-cooled engine in it. It wasn't too bad. In the summertime, if you didn't keep the dust and the leaves and chaff out of it, she'd heat up. But other than that, I didn't have much trouble with it. Very good little machine for what it was. A lot of bang for the buck.
Logger Boy once asked me, how are the ported saws from Phil's Saw Shop?
I don't know.
I don't do a bunch of cutting, and I'm not sure if you're talking about Phil's in Florence or Phil's in Vernonia. So update that question. And as for ported saws, you guys would know more about that than I would.
I just ordered a new one and from Matson's, and they can't do ports anymore. I could do it myself, but per OSHA or whatever, they can't port them. They do what they call power tune. And I had my 661 done at Matson's, and it runs like a rape tape. It's a really good saw.
Awesome.
I don't think we ever had anyone port it, did we, Jesse? We just ran them stock, so.
Wood,
661s are good saws. They are speed running saws. I'm a
Right
husky
there.
man, and I'll say that. 661's a very good saw.
Oh, tater, bite your tongue.
Well, I'll come out and say it. It
wood,
still don't make a hair on a 395's ass, but it is pretty good for a little tin can saw.
Wood Paxio, re-ask your question.
Oh, God,
I
yeah.
think you. I don't understand what you're asking, so re-ask that. Because he says in Portugal the loggers beat all the roads and nothing happens. Tell if you do the same. So re-ask that, because I'm not sure what you're asking and how to answer it. Robert Anderson from Longview, Washington. Hi, buddy. And then this, that is Leah, right? Leah?
Yeah.
Leah says, my dad says the steel chainsaws are like Sumner blocks all the way to your left hand and not well balanced.
Well, hey.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that's like the old Ford Chevy argument there.
Yep. You hate them all when they're broken, and you love them all when they run.
Yeah, I gotta retry because I got kicked off. So the question I'm sure that we still got lots of questions coming in. God, this is working out really good. Though.
Mammy's watching.
Yep.
We're really
Yes,
good.
Mammy.
How old was Jesse when he started running equipment?
How old was Jesse? when he
Yeah.
He was 12.
started? Amen, brother.
You
Yep.
can answer yourself.
Good kid.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
He can speak for his own. We'll watch it. We'll
It's just
keep
how
them women
was
off
the
of you
parent
now.
to answer, isn't
Now
it?
you stay back, women.
Bad habit.
He's up here. You don't have to.
That's Wade's wingman, damn it.
Yeah. It's my job to keep y'all peeled off of him.
Hey, Wade, you had a question here. Who was it from? With the pulpwood is asking about pulpwood markets, and we've been talking about that last few days.
Pulpwood markets in the east are in the shitter.
Yes.
All over the east.
Small logging.
All over the east.
Small logging, yeah. He asked. Thanks for the question, buddy. And he asked Wade, yeah. How?
Me and Paul's been talking about that sawdust market, sawlog market, chip market. Everything's getting blood on it. I mean,
Won't come back, no?
I don't know. It's a situation. It's a definite situation. We've heard from Bailey's and everything else. It's a pretty big situation. Tie market's going to shit. There's a great big glut of ties on the market. I mean, everything in the low end.
I told you the other day, we've got a place we've sent 25, 30 loads a week to consistently, tractor trailer loads of pulpwood. And I ain't sent a stick in there. They closed the doors on us in December 31st of 15, so we didn't send a stick clear through all of 16, and they're still closed. And we reckon they won't even take a stick till late summer. So that's put a big kibosh on our fall markets. Yeah.
See, and
I think I hear it the same all over Facebook, everywhere. Everybody's got the same issue in the hardwood side of the world. Go ahead, guys.
Sorry, Aaron Cream, but we can't help you with that problem.
Oh. What?
Well, you sissy, bend over on the couch and do it yourself.
Come on, we don't need that.
We
kind
don't
of
need
stuff.
that.
Grow up, sunshine. Grow up.
I'll block you later. He'll go out swinging now.
What do you say?
Yeah, that's
I could really say something right now.
that's really
Hey,
that's really
That's
relevant.
classy.
Yeah, that's really relevant to our conversation there.
Yeah,
Sunshine.
yeah, that's the way to get your
West Coast, what's the biggest job you ever logged? From Logger Boy.
Good question. Laura.
acreage wise. That one I did for Tim Card up Wagon Wheel
This
with
is why he wrote that.
a TMY50. It was,
Yeah, he done that yesterday. He done that yesterday.
there was 3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
I'll just get on there and block you real quick.
On one job. I think it was. I think it was right at almost 270 acres was the biggest one I clear cut wise.
Why is he being such an ass?
Because people can.
Don't focus on that stuff.
Yeah,
just-
we could focus just.
Just-
I'm trying to just figure out how to get back on YouTube from your phone.
What do you got for a question, Mamie?
I'm looking.
Say that about people's wives is rude.
Yes.
What was the worst saw all of you have ever had to run?
Handsaw. I sweat like crazy. The one that was out of fuel when I needed it badly, bring me a saw now, please, and they bring it to you and it's out of fuel.
I tell you a little story. I got a little story on this one. I bought a couple, well, this was probably 15 years ago. They come out with an 036 model still, and I thought that would be a nice little saw for bumping knots, cutting small
How do you get on the
pulpwood.
live feed?
The problem is with that saw, I put a
You go on
3/8
you.
chain kit on it, and it burnt the crank bearings out of the saw. It had a real problem with clutch, so I got very little mileage out of them two saws, and I junked them. So that was the worst experience I ever had with chainsaws.
I had a 36 too, and the clutch went out within 2 months. So.
Yep. Yeah, well, I made the
Yeah.
mistake of putting 3/8 drive chain on them, because there was that,
Okay,
that was that 325 pitch chain. I put 3/8
Oh.
pitch chain on it, and I chewed the cranks right out of them. Chewed the crank, get clutches beat up. But I like the saw, but they had to be
Where's
beat
the
up.
conversation at?
Jen, you're looking good.
Thank you, I know it. I know you must have been talking about old Pa.
Actually, that's her nickname is Jen.
Jen.
Yes.
God damn.
So,
Wade, did Stevie take over while you're away?
Yes.
Caroline
Of course he
Farwell.
did.
He's got to do all the screwing off by himself now.
Hey, Carolina, Farwell, yes, sir.
Oh, I like Carolina. They always
He's
do
the
nice
man,
stuff.
he's the
That's
man.
so I guess Leah has to say goodbye. Happy birthday, Wade. My dad loves the log. It's his favorite thing to do. Thanks for stopping in. You had some good comments and questions. Tell your dad to be safe out there.
Bye-bye, Aaron. Bye-bye,
Wade,
Aaron.
where's Stevie? What is your guys' favorite
Aaron,
skitter?
Jesse, since
You've
you're a
been
skitter,
blocked.
for us, what's your favorite one to run?
For my wife's season.
Garrett 21A.
Huh? Keep walking.
Did he?
What
Good.
are you using for mixing oil?
I use Sabre. I use Amsoil Sabre. Stevie don't believe in Amsoil Sabre. He does.
We only use it for mixing oil.
He does. I think the steel is what Stevie uses, but I like the Sabre. The Amsoil Sabre is my favorite.
I like the Walmart stuff. It's good. You know what? It all comes out of the Tenneco refinery in Tennessee. So if you can get that, that's fine. It works good. Yeah. But
And
still,
regular gas, no
now,
that.
I do run high test gas.
Yeah.
I do run high test gas in my mixing oil. Yep.
Daniel Bean says, I'm looking to get timber cut on my farm that my grandparents left me. Guy offered. I'm not sure. I think maybe you got cut off there or something. Re-ask that one.
Where is he?
Yeah, where is he?
Roughly.
Or where are you? Also, make sure that if you have somebody come in on your property and cut, make sure that they're licensed, bonded, a reputable person.
Yes.
Don't just let the guy down the street because he's got a 4-wheel drive pickup and some cable hooked to the back of it.
Yeah.
They're gonna leave your ground horribly.
Yep.
The one piece of equipment you wish you could run before you die.
I'd like to try out one of those 635, that
Yeah.
big bogey thing that Wade was showing me. God, that thing was a Cadillac. Holy
It's neat.
smokes.
A brand new Kenworth W900L.
Aww.
A Boeing 747.
We're all out see it, so you can watch it later. Too.
How about you, Jess? What equipment do you want to really, really run?
All right, buddy. Talk to you later, man. Yeah.
There's so much of
big,
it.
yeah, thanks,
That's,
bud.
like I'd love to get some more time on a feller buncher.
I'd like to run a yarder. Hey.
Just don't do that.
Hopefully my own, but I don't know.
Emily,
Mammy won't allow it.
yeah.
Depends on what the boss says.
In
The boss-
a few months.
Yeah, and then it depends on what the bank says.
Yeah.
He might just say, what? Look
Emily-
like this, huh?
Emily
Yeah.
Fitzwater. Alex, do you know J.M. Browning? Not personally. I do know who he is. I have worked close by a few of his crews, but I haven't actually ever shook hands with the man. No.
Yeah, cheers.
I wanted to see him down here, but I never seen him.
His
Cheers.
son was here.
Cheers.
His son was here.
Jesse was here. I seen a Facebook.
I was looking
Yeah.
for Jesse. Jesse was here.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sean Stokes.
Cheers.
No, I'm not on Facebook. I'm thinking about doing the what's the other one? That's
Snapchat?
The Snapchat. Yeah.
On Facebook? I'm not on Facebook, no.
Do you guys have?
Guys, I do have a Snapchat account, but I'm like a snap-tard. I don't know how to.
I can only imagine.
Like you take a picture and-
Do you guys have track grip grousers over there, bolt on or bolt off, full set, 15 minutes, built in New Zealand?
Yeah, I'm going to get some of them now. We have them over here in the
Oh,
States.
is that the little
Mon-
tri thing?
Yeah, I've got a set ordered for kimchi. That's
Yeah,
what I'm gonna
so
put
you don't
on.
have to put new pads on,
Yeah.
just put a.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, they're
Sounds
called
good.
Montana track claws. and
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and
Yeah,
they bolt
yeah.
up through the mud hole. Yes, I'm going to get a set, but money's been so tight, I haven't done it. And we haven't had any winter where we're at. We're usually frozen and ass deep snow, and we haven't had anything back home. Yesterday and today it was 70 degrees, and so I kind of dodged the bullet this year, but I'll definitely have them by next year.
Chad says, how many phones do you have going, Wade?
Just enough to block Aaron with.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, Aaron, your mom called and she said moo.
Oh man, that's awesome. My question, Larry Hames. Wade, thanks for doing this. Yeah, it's
Sure thing, buddy.
It's a great thing. Any chance you folks will be at the Paul Bunyan show in Ohio this year?
might have to go, huh?
Might.
You go.
I might bring Stevie this year.
Hey, Stevie.
Everybody needs somebody to yell at anyways.
Yep. Hey, Stevie. If something goes wrong, it'll
Might
be
not
your
like
fault.
that.
I'll just walk around. Stevie can pack my ego.
Here's one for both of you guys. Actually, what do you think about track buncher compared to wheeled bunchers?
Well, I have track buncher, I'm sold, but it depends on where you are. we're in pretty steep ground, a lot of rolling hills, a lot of big hills. So we like our 759. We've got a 759 with a 22B Quadco with a full wrist 360 wrist on it, and then we're running on the smaller side kimchi with a little felling saw. So, but I do like track machine. I also there's plenty of benefit for the round tire machine too. Wade, go and take it from there.
My take on the rototire machine is it's a big commitment. It depends on where you are financially. It depends on how steep your ground's laid out. You know, our ground ain't steep enough for soils deep, and I can get into the market a lot cheaper with the route we took. But it is a stepping stone. It don't mean it will be where we're at in 5 years or 10 years. You know, but you got to start somewhere. I'll say that. And the track buncher, our track buncher fits the same tires your skidder does. Their wheels off our skidders will intermingle, so you can.
Oh wow, really? Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons we picked the route we picked.
No kidding. Bill Hall, Brian, did you get a Yoder yet?
Yes, we did. We picked up a Yoder. I don't know if my partners haven't picked it up yet. It's John Deere. What size was that? A 6.9.
Yeah, 6.9. Didn't you say 690 ELC?
I think so. I haven't seen it yet, but it's down here in Oregon actually. It comes with 2 carriages. It's got a Christie and the butt rigging, but that's all we need. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, but we're probably not going to be getting into that job until probably June because there's about 6 feet of snow up there right now.
Oh,
So,
6 feet.
Wade Whitman wants to know, how are the real suspenders working out for Wade and stuff? Before we go too far into that, stop.
First of all, Wade, your mom and dad's got good taste for
I'm
naming
wearing
that.
the real deal right here, folks. Look at them. I've worn these for 20 years. I think I've worn my underwear for 20 years too.
I'll say this: them West Coast guys are onto something. Them some nice suspenders.
Yep. Show them your new spendies.
Oh, yeah, I'll show 'em.
Model them.
Clip in.
Model them. Hey, model them. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, baby.
While you're modeling them, Wade, do you all run CBs in your equipment for safety precautions?
Yeah. Communications is key. I mean, in our site, communications is key. We like to make sure everybody can talk to each other.
Nick Fennell, I'm curious if the Johnsy Red saws are any good.
They are good.
I haven't had.
They should be. They're husky with different packaging.
With a red cover. Yep. Yeah, they're good saws. I used to run them years ago, and then I went husky, and the only reason I went to Still is because I got 2 demoed for like 2 weeks, and I liked them. I think they're all good. You know, take care of them. Most of the problem with saws is guys either don't know what they're doing, they crush them, or they don't keep them sharp. They don't maintain their bars. And you've got to keep the saw cutting sharp. I mean, you've got a little tiny engine there, and you're just going to heat it up and run dull. You're going to ruin them. I don't care what they are.
Yep.
Chad
Sharp
asked
saws
again,
important.
how many of your friends have YouTube channels?
I don't have any friends.
Well,
I don't have any friends, so I don't have to worry about. I don't have any friends, so
the question.
piss on these guys. I don't even know them. I just happened to be walking down the hallway and I heard the noise and walked in.
I have to pay.
They'll throw me out here in a minute.
I have to pay people to be my friend.
Alex, is there any cut to length stuff going on out there? That's mostly all we do. Is cut to length size. And which works really good for us because the main mill that we work for on any given day I can be cutting, you know, because we have mill A and mill B, and if mill B starts to run low on logs, they can change my log sort on me, my lengths, and I'll start shipping to mill B. It's the same log I was shipping to mill A, except maybe it's a foot longer or a foot shorter. But yeah, we mostly
I think he's talking about like a 2-man cut the length processor and a forwarder, because back he was cut the length. I might be incorrect, but
no, I think you're right.
Forwarder, and these guys use the processors on a shovel, cutting to on the landing once the trees drug up
Right,
over the
yeah,
mountain.
no,
So
we-
it's half the battle. They're just
Right.
not using the forward.
We do actually, yeah. If that's your question, yeah, we have. I know of a couple here in the Willamette Valley that are the forward or cut to length. So yes, we do. Wade, do you like your 648G better than the other skitters?
I like the G3 in reality because they've been good to us, but they're cheap, they're light duty. You can ask Cotton Top, he'll tell you. The Tiger Cats are better skitters, and the Cats are probably better skitters. And they say the L model deers are better, but now they all got them piss tanks on them, so I don't know. But the G3s, I understand them, and they work for us. For the weight down and soil compaction and stuff, but I don't necessarily could come out and say that they was the best design thing in the world, you know, but they do perform, so I could say that.
You ever meet Bobby Goodson of Swamp Loggers? Yes, me and Pa have met him.
Have you?
Yes, we
Met
have.
Levi took pictures with him, and I pestered him a little bit, but it's so many people around, he didn't even know who the hell he was talking
He
to.
signed Pa's hat, so he must
Very,
have Pa
very,
over.
very humble guy, very
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
man.
a
wonderful
good man.
Christian-
Yeah.
Wonderful Christian guy, and we actually were at a show that he was supposed to make an appearance the next day, and we were walking around looking at some chainsaws and stuff that CJ Logging Equipment had up in Boonville, New York, and he actually walked up to us, him and his wife, Lori.
No, I saw him and
Oh,
said,
yeah,
I think
but-
that's
yeah.
Bobby Goodson. And
Yeah, but he
went to
then
the
as soon as
house.
we looked at him, we're like, we wouldn't want to make a big deal. He walked right over and we talked for what, half an hour?
Mhm.
Really, really nice guy. Beautiful
my-
person.
My aunt's uncle's mother brother's dog actually walked through their backyard one time.
Actually, walk through their backyard.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So I really feel connected.
Happy birthday from Charleston, Nova Scotia, Canada. Wade.
Thank you, buddy, from Canada.
Medic 588.
Wow.
What do you guys think of Amish loggers? I'm in Ohio, we have them there.
I like them. I mean, good and bad.
As
Just
long as they carry comp.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all right. I've had a lot of Amish guys working with me, and I've got.
I love bidding against them when they don't have comp. That's great. I'll come out and say that. It's fair. You know, it's real fair.
I've worked with quite a few of them, and good and bad. So just like everybody else.
I think they know what they're doing, though.
Yes, there's a lot of good cutters. John Byler, man, that dude cut. Yep.
All right. Anyone ever helicopter log? I worked on a landing on our helicopter logger under Rocky Mountain Helicopters in Hobart Bay, Alaska. No, thank you.
He worked in Alaska.
I was just coiling. They were using rope for chokers, and I wore a brand new pair of White Ox gloves out in one day coiling rope. I bet I coiled easy 5,000 chokers. My back hurt so bad. I was bent over all day. There was a woman that was chasing, and nothing against women, absolutely
right at the end
not
of
don't
his
get me
marriage
wrong.
to Jen, and then he
She
went out
was
the second
probably
time
20
and
years
worked
older
with
than
her.
me,
Yeah,
and
he
she
started-
whipped my ass. She just bent over. She was flipping them chokers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And FYI, we love chasing women.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Behind the
And they all love chasing him.
Yep.
Have you ever ran a timberjack skitter with a Cummins?
Yep. Yes, I have. Yep. 450C. Yep.
Wait, being a little quiet, that jack getting to you?
No, I ain't wanted to. I wanted to steal all the show from everybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a couple.
At least I got all my clothes on yet.
You got a couple of people here saying, hell yeah for getting on air, and hell yeah you're blocked. So yeah, we don't. It's
Yeah,
not
come
what
on,
this is
come
about.
on, buddy. I mean, you're probably a good guy. You don't need to do that to get attention. Come on.
Sean John, good evening, fellas. Wish I was there. Yeah, I wish you guys were here too. I'd like to-
It's
like to
nice
be
meeting
asked
y'all,
for all
everybody.
you guys.
Yep.
What's the best meal we've had out here?
Oh,
Pizza.
yeah.
Yeah.
That Mexican joint was good
Yeah,
last
we
night.
went to Jalisco.
Oh, I'll tell
Mexican
you
last
what,
night.
awesome salsa. And what else? We went to Applebee's one night. I don't know where we're going tonight. I know we're going karaokeing.
made a pretty damn good orange there down there this morning.
Yeah.
Got any experience with a Dolmar?
Yep.
If I couldn't have
I
mine.
actually got a good Dolmar story.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we
Had a
go.
Saks Delmar 123. That was a big
Oh,
We had one of them big. They gave us one on a demo one time.
Yeah.
They said, "Here, try this piece of shit." So we played with it a while, and then I kind of got sick of carrying the big heavy bastard around. So we went and got it turned up, and it was running too lean. And I ran that son of a buck till it blowed her up.
Hey, Wade, you know the Makita
The last day I would top the trees, I'd throw that bastard up on a hill.
You know the Makita chainsaws? Them are Dolmars. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, then Makita saws suck too.
I have them. I like it.
Dean Parks. I'm looking to buy a harvester. What do you guys think about the Timber Pro?
Yeah, I would recommend it.
I haven't been around it much, but at the show today, or last 2 days, I did a lot of looking because I'm really interested in the grapple saw, and they're a pretty good looking machine.
Yeah.
I think anything Pat Crawford puts his name behind is going to be pretty good.
That's right.
You know, he had a couple little issues with the Timber Pro with leaks and hoses and issues like that, but I think the last time I seen a Timber Pro peeled open, I was pretty damn impressed with the ingenuity behind it.
Yeah, they're a good
I
machine.
think a lot of the stuff out there now is pretty good.
Pretty much Cadillac right there.
Small logging. How long are you all going to be on?
I don't know. Do y'all want us to shut it off?
Yeah, as long as we keep getting good questions and all, we're open for a little bit. Zachary Sheets.
Hey,
Zachary, baby!
Come on over, Zach. We'd love to get
Where
some
you at,
questions
buddy?
from you too, Zach. Come
Where you
on
at,
over.
man? Yep.
I'm sure we can get a lot of good questions for Zach going
What's that?
on.
How many
Zach?
years of logging experience in the room?
Oh my, that's a good question.
God.
How many years? I've been
I got-
at it for 35.
I got 27.
Do the math.
He's 16, so he's got 9 years experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
35. Wade, how many for you?
About 4.
4. There's still 4.
There's over 100 years in here.
Wow.
But the thing about it is even though Jesse and Brian are into the tower logging too, there's a lot of differences in how they do it to how I do it. And then with the ground skating here, I've learned a lot from these old boys in the last couple of days. A lot.
We gotta get your ass out there. We get you a punch big ass out there. Cut
We
the-
lied to him so damn much, he don't even.
Hey, Wade, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance,
Yeah.
baffle them with
Yeah,
bullshit.
you can't dazzle with brilliance, baffle him with bullshit.
William Hill says nothing like bachelor buttons and real suspenders.
Hey, man, brother, right here, you see that right there? Mm-hmm.
What's a bachelor butt?
Them things big on your britches, see that?
You can just buy a regular pair of pants and it's like a rivet.
Yeah,
and then your
just beat them
suspender,
on,
you
and
can
that's how
you
you
can
do
put,
this,
yeah, you
boy.
can put suspenders on any.
Yes, you get up
Any
and
pair of
mobile.
shoes. We fix you right up. Then you can get into tater
Well, when
sauce.
Walmart gets
Hey.
bachelor butts, I'll get some
You
bachelor
got
butts.
it. Walmart's coming. Hey,
Short
hey.
logger says, is Wade starting to lean or is the wall falling?
I keep chasing it.
And then we got a couple. Hilljack says, sorry I'm late for the party. How y'all doing? Hey, you ain't late. You ain't late. You ain't missed nothing, buddy.
We ain't got nothing better to do. They just ain't kicked us out of here yet.
You should see Wade yesterday. He was sitting in that chair wheeling back and forth in front of
Yeah.
What,
I put about 15 miles in that chair last night.
Let him hop in that chair. We'll do a demonstration.
what's the
Good,
best
good.
bar brand for a 24-inch bar?
I know what. Oregon's alright.
Well,
GBs are back, you know. GBs was always good. You
I
know?
hated a GB. I
Oh,
always
really?
did.
Yeah.
Hated them
What about
bastards.
them Samuras? They're pretty good. Them
Sukiharas or whatever they call it.
My favorite's a Sugihara. Stevie loves the steel. The 24 and the 20, I like an Oregon. But in a 28, I'm Sugihara all the way.
What
And I
about
don't care what anybody says. The
Sandvik?
Sugihara is my
Nope,
favorite bar.
they're done.
Bore's good, runs good. It's flexible. You can't kink them very easy. I just love them. And they
What are
balance
they?
that saw out just perfect.
Sugihara.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that.
They're
Jesse and I run Oregon. We had bad luck with the Oregon reduced weight. Another really good bar that's built in Canada is Canon. They're a real tough bar, real good
How
bar.
about where'd it go? How about the slasher saw versus a sawbuck?
Slasher saw versus sawbuck. What's different?
Yeah,
Well,
you
one's
got-
round and one's got a stick.
Well, you're right. They talk about that hand.
I tell you what, my favorite thing, I think as far as down that line,
Oh yeah.
my favorite thing is my buddy Luke. He's got the now my slasher saw is big like a. Now Chipper guy's got a smaller one. Now mine's a 72 inch and it's kind of big and slow, and you got a wide table, put on a lot of wood and slash through it. Now my buddy Luke, and he's like that Chipper guy. He's got a smaller one. It's a 60 inch, and then when he gets a big log, he's got a bar saw sits behind it.
Oh really?
So he'll bust through them little ones real quick with the slasher because they're quick. And then he gets a big fat one, and then he'll drop that big bar through it. And that's the bestest setup I've seen so
I
far.
never seen that. I run bar saws, but I'd like to try one of them. Either that hand fab or CSI makes one. I don't know. You know, CSI's close to us, but I would love to go to the circus saw slasher. But I must say, the way my configuration is, we deal in some real nice high grade logs, and the way I got that set up with that little bar slasher, I can set it right in front of my cab. I can pull it up and look directly down on it for my lengths and my grades. So I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it works pretty good, but I am very impressed with the hand fab waves running on that cat. Just
No.
cats me out.
Me and my buddy Luke, we're kind of odd ducks, but in Paul, there's a bunch of people doing like Paul, so it's probably. But now me and Luke, 100%, we're sawing our own wood, and 100% you can ask him. He used to have a bar saw, and he wouldn't
Yeah,
set it
yeah.
on the side of his loader because he wanted to see down the sweep.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. It's to each their own. But I've
No.
seen bar saws I thought could compete with the slasher.
No.
There's a guy down there with a Barco I thought was pretty quick. But
Oh man, now that you're that.
You drop it through.
fast.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I like that. I mean,
That's that Daniel Bean commented again, the one with the grandparents' acreage. Says, I've got 400 acres left too, and then it cut you off. So I'm assuming you got 400 acres of woodlands. Same thing though. I mean, just make sure that the person you're going to bring in there isn't going to leave you a
Just
terrible
call me.
mess. Yeah, call him right over and get you.
Don't call him. Call me.
yeah, depends on where it is.
I
We
don't
talk about-
He said something about 75% of something,
Yeah,
of contract.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Down payment.
Oh yeah, give someone 75% in a business venture, and they're trying to take advantage of my lack of knowledge or being honest. Yeah, that's.
Well, I'll tell you how to fix that right quick. You get a Forester in there.
Yeah.
Let us all compete for it.
Yep.
Yep. That's the best. That's what I'm saying. Get somebody in there that knows.
When loggers compete, you win.
Josh Mullick says, "Will mountain men ever stop mountain women?" It ain't gonna happen, buddy. Sorry.
What's this about?
Mountain men.
Michael
Whatever.
Heinen wrote, "Rest in peace, Gabe Rygaard." Did you ever meet him?
I have, yes. Years ago, my brother actually worked for Gabe Rygaard in, what year was it? I was in Port Angeles, Washington. It would have been 1987, 88. My brother worked for him. At that time, Gabe was pretty young and wasn't the owner, but I did meet him.
And he says that Gabe's nothing like they portrayed him on TV. They were just paying him to act like that. He's actually a pretty good employer the way
That's
he.
exactly
Now,
what I
Nelson Stout says you better get some karaoke video. We go,
Yeah.
we go karaoke. We get,
See that? Look, wait, he's getting nervous. Don't worry. Don't worry.
My
Old Paul.
ding-a-ling, everybody so.
Old Paul Hammer right up with you, buddy. Yeah.
House music, Wade. House music.
I can but.
what do you guys think about the 648B grapple skitter? That's what I have.
648B? I had a D.
D.
A D.
D.
Oh, I
It is
love
D.
that.
Sorry.
Hey, all I've ever heard is they are fast, they're quick. I don't know nothing about them.
They're light, and they're simple. They're a good machine. I had a bunch of D. I had a 548B grapple. it was actually a 540B, but it was a grappling machine. I had a 540, I had two 540B cable machines, and I had two 548Ds, and I had a 648D, and I loved it. Other than it didn't have a cab on it, you know, it was open wire mesh, and it was cold in the winter. But that was one pulling little machine.
And you had to sit on a bucket.
Yep, no, I love that machine. Love it. Good tractor. Good tractor.
Here's a question from a gal, Emily Fitzwater. What do you all like to do in your free time?
Mountain women.
Oh, it's free time.
No, I like to go.
If there ain't a woman, a light pole would work.
We do some shooting, don't we, Mammy? We like to go pistol shooting, and we shoot our AR-15, our AK-47. They got a Romanian AK-47. We do a lot of shooting.
And we shoot back.
Yeah. We like to do a lot of shooting. What else do we do?
Travel,
We like to travel.
karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke.
See our grandkids.
Go see our little darling grandbabies. Yeah.
Graveyard 1908 says, Wade, can I mention your channel in my live stream?
You do whatever you want, buddy. That's fine. That's fine.
Awesome.
My channel's your channel. I'm not arrogant like that. And
Dirt Bike DX500. Don't forget about Mommy, Wade. She did a great job on the vid while you were gone.
You are dicks. Mommy gets on there as a little kid and just you know, like throw likes at her. And here I am jumping through hoops and everything else, and I get half as much
here's
like.
a great one. What's the funniest thing ever happened while you were logging?
Oh my God.
I'll let you all go first. I think it's.
Well, I used to be quite a drinker back in the day, and had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I had to pull my suspenders up while I was doing her, and well, it was up on the landing. It could smell something.
Oh
Couldn't figure out what it was.
Didn't pick your suspenders.
Didn't pick my suspenders up.
I got a good one. Mike Morgan. Right, we stopped for breakfast one morning. This is when I lived up in Rhode Island. We were pretty young then. It was just after we was married. This was back in 86, 87. Anyway, we stopped for breakfast. In this one place, we used to call it the Greasy Spoon. And the coffee had run right through you, if you know what I mean. So anyway, we're going on it. Was logging along this lake shore with a bunch of camps there over on Windcheck Lake. And anyway, we got down there and Morgan's, I gotta go. So all right, Morgan gets out of the truck. There was an old outhouse down there, and there was about 18 inches of fresh snow. And Morgan jumps out of the truck, gonna shit himself. So he runs, it's about 300 yards out to the outhouse. Now, I don't know if y'all can see me, but this is the way he's running. He gets out of the truck and he punches his ass up like this and he's running this like that. Mind you now, there's this much snow.
Boy, it's $7 back here playing peekaboo, right?
Morgan gets right up to the shit house door, and I'm sitting in the truck laughing. Morgan gets right up to the shit house door and he goes, like this, and he turns around and he hangs his head and he walks back with his legs pumped like this to the truck. And I told that son of a bitch, you ain't getting in my truck. So we found an old pair of gym shorts in the back seat, all dirty, greasy. We was using for a grease rag. I threw them out, rolled the windows up black, and I said, no, go back over there in the bushes and change your dirty ass clothes. You ain't getting in my truck like that.
I actually got two. I had an older gentleman that was quite the hard ass, and we had to stop one morning for him to go to the bathroom. And he was quite a bit older. He had a hard time getting around and whatnot, so he would go and put his hands on the bumper of the back of the crummy and go. And we weren't quite to the landing yet, and so I just nudged ahead, just at the right moment.
Oh no.
And it was a good thing that he couldn't get around very well, because if he could have got a hold of me, he would have hurt me.
After you wipe your shit off. Oh.
Yeah, but he was quite upset about that.
Oh, my
and
God.
then, like Brian said, I used to drink quite a bit too, but I'm fairly strong in my manhood. And I had a younger gentleman he had piercings everywhere, and I was like, what the? Well, he was telling me about this Prince Albert. And I had no clue what the hell he was talking about. So finally I asked him, and he said, well, I've got my jump pierced. And I said, oh, you do not.
Oh, no.
You ain't man enough to do. So he kept telling me he was. So it took me a week or so to convince him. I wanted to see it. I'm strong enough, my manhood. If you're man enough to do it, I want to see it. So consequently, he flopped it out, and I yanked it out of the end of his gun. I did. I was like, you goofy son of a bitch, God only gave you one of them, and you want to go wreck it?
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, he was, you know, it wasn't in there very long. I only got just a little bit of skin. He never came back to work. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he's on a day or
Oh my God! That's hardcore, Mr. Alex. That one there. Woo!
Yeah, the wife got a phone call over that one. Zach Sheet says he's in Albany. He can't make it down.
Okay, let me tell mine. Okay, I was learning how to skid. I was a greenhorn learning how to skid. Roger was cutting. I mean, the way Roger works is just you cut one, you pull it out. That's just how. That's how he plans his work day out. But anyways, to each their own, you know. So I back up there at the skidder, not knowing anything, and he's cutting down this little dip, and I back a damn ass of skidder up right in his escape zone. And I get out of the skidder, lollygagging. He releases the damn tree, and it's Roger. His aim's about probably bypass. It's got him off about 4 foot. It hits another tree, breaks it off, and it is coming back.
Be good. Sorry,
there's a whole mess of stuff coming back at us, right? So I don't know what to do. We can't get away because I put the freaking skidder right in the way. So there's this tree. It's about this big around. And Roger looks at me and I go, come on, I hide behind this tree. And Roger comes up there. He's got the saw between his legs, and I've got Roger bear hug, you know, and then woof, everything fell all around us. I mean, there is nothing. We're in a treetop. But this little tree somehow kept everything separated between the two of us. And this tree splat, it hits the ground. I peel back, and Roger looks up at me, and he's got a saw. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm fucking gay, you know what I mean? That's the damn ignorance. I wonder both of us didn't get our asses smashed. Hide behind a tree about that big around.
Oh, God. Anyways, Zachary Sheets commented back he can't make it. He's in Albany. But yeah, anytime you want to come out and film, Zach, let's get together and do it.
Yeah, 10-4.
What's the worst injury you all have had?
Oh God.
Y'all know mine.
Yeah.
The broken foot.
Yeah, go ahead.
You smashed his foot.
My worst injury. Well, my knees, I think, is the worst. But as for thinking I wasn't gonna come out of it, was when I got rolled over by the log. The log got cut loose, and I was about, it was a 46.
Oh, yeah.
And somehow my feet got out in front of me just like this, and the log hit me right here in the low back and come all the way over and then come a rest on my legs. And I ended up, all I did was just peel all the meat off my ribs. But I heard every bone in my body. I know they broke. I could hear just crack, pop, snap, snap. And I had a collapsed lung. And I wasn't sure if I was coming home out of that one. That one scared me real bad.
Wow.
Oh.
Probably got hit in the head with a log grapple on a triaxle log truck.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, it knocked me out, sent me about 25 foot
Yeah.
across the road. What we was doing, the company I was cutting for was too gosh damn cheap to get us any anti-skid for the road. And the log trucks had come in, these were triaxle self-loaders. And it's before I had my own trucks. This was probably 20 years ago or more. And anyway, they couldn't get off the road. They come up, we'd followed them in, and they couldn't get off the township road up the ramp. So I took my hard hat off, took the framework out of the hard hat, and I was using it like a scoop. So this truck driver, Skippy, he was digging in the bank to get some loose soil out, dirt, you know. And then I was running over and scooping it in, and my buddy Butchie, he had a little shovel that we had in the truck, so he got the shovel and he was spreading one side of the road. I was filling my hard hat with dirt, running across and doing the other side of the glacier so he could get the truck up in. Well, anyway, I was right in his blind, okay? And he spun around with that grapple around the front of the truck, right? And he was gonna start spreading dirt on in front of the truck on the driver's side. Well, I was bent over there spreading dirt, and I come kind of walking around, kind of turning and walking back towards to get more dirt. He didn't see me. I was in his blind, right? With the boom, the way he had it was in his way. So he comes swinging around there with a Prentice, 120 Prentice, they're fast. And he seen me just at the last moment, and he jammed the pedal the other way. And that goddamn grapple was closed with a pinch of dirt in it, and them forks was sticking out the bottom. And of course my hard hat wasn't on my head, it was my dirt bucket. So it came around, it swung like a pendulum. I don't know how it didn't kill me. It swung like a pendulum and went whoom and hit me right in the head while I was bent over doing this stuff. So I got a hard head, but I went sailing, it knocked me out. Probably 30, 40 seconds, I don't remember, but I don't remember. All I know is I heard this bang and seen white. And then I remember Butch shaking me. You all right, buddy? You all right? And I said, yeah, I guess. Well, I got a concussion out of it. I got a big old goose egg and a bruise. And I worked for a while, and I come out. I felt nauseated and sat around, tried to eat a little something. And I finished the day anyway. That was first thing in the morning. I wasn't going home because we was making money. So I went home, and Mammy bitched at me and said, you damn fool, you going. So I went, no big deal, nothing was broken. I had a damn hell of a goose egg, split open blood. I was a little scared because I was hawking blood up. I was bleeding inside somewhere. Yeah. But anyway, I lived through it. I'm still here. But I ended up having just a concussion from it. But I was lucky because I don't know how it didn't just kill me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the worst.
What's the one you was laughing at? You was reading something, you was laughing.
Oh, just a question come in, it says for Mammy, but I think we could go for both the ladies. Tina Fritzwater, Mammy, how tired do you get washing sawdust? I thought that's a good question because I've heard, and my son's on here again. Hi son, your mom said get your hand off that thing, it'll fall off.
You'll go blind.
Anyways, worst accidents.
Mine, I had a couple in the rigging. I was pulling rigging when I was 19, or no, I was 20. And we were down at the bottom by a tailhold, and we had the boss's son with us, and he said he had experience, but he was pretty green. And so I told him which one's the choke, and we got out of the way, and I asked him, I said, Danny, is that spruce buck? And he said, yeah. I'm like an idiot. I stood by the top of the spruce tree thinking it's buck, so I blew go ahead on it, and it hit me in the knees and spun me up in the air, and I wear glasses, I got contacts in, but it knocked my glasses off, and spruce needles right across my forehead as I was up in the air. And when I came back down, I couldn't see there was so much blood coming off. You know how thin your skin is on your forehead?
Yeah, the sweat,
Yeah, so it didn't do any damage, but it did scare the hell out of me, and I learned to take a couple extra steps back.
Yippers.
I have a question, I gotta answer this. KJ, you know, boy, what's the record between you guys for the shortest time an employee has lasted? This drives me insane. We had one guy show up for work one day, he got hired, he didn't show up for 2 days after that, then he showed up the third day. I said, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a job, you're supposed to come every day.
Every day, right?
Every day.
Yeah.
So he lasted like, I don't know, 35 seconds.
Yeah.
How long it took him to get out and come over, and I told him to go home.
Daniel Bean, he keeps trying to get in about this. He's got 4 acres, North Carolina.
No,
Few
400.
efforts.
400.
Or 400, sorry. Offered me
Does he really
25%.
No.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is it
On
my
shares? You're doing it on shares? He's offering you 25%. It better be junk.
In North Carolina, I don't know what kind of.
If it's pulpwood, if it's junk,
He said
it's,
it was
you know.
flat land. Is that the same one you're reading? 100%
What's your DBH? Your diameter, breast height, and then is it competitively grown?
I'll move down to North Carolina. That'll be my first job.
Flat land, easy, is this an okay offer?
Probably not, but I don't know what your grade content is.
That's mostly
We usually
pine
work.
down there, isn't
We
it?
usually, is it pine, hardwood? You know, It could be grade though. It could
It
be,
could
if he's
be
in
good
if
stuff.
he's in western part of the state.
Buck
Bucking
and Billy. Buck and
Billy Ray!
Call me.
Bucking, how you doing,
Bucky!
Ray? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
That's
you.
all right.
Sorry.
That's all. Just
Say hi to Mammy.
Hey, Mammy, say hi to Buck and Billy.
We love you, Buck and Billy Ray.
Love you,
Everybody,
Buck and
we
Billy.
all do.
Hey, Buck and Billy, I texted you one time to get an email address so when we go up to, where does he live?
He's up in
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
We're going up to Banff one of these days.
Yeah,
we want to drop in and say hello.
see you.
I got his email.
Him and Victor wants us to come up tomorrow, Paul.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
We're getting quite a few people on here. They
We better get her tire fixed.
love the round table. I'm having a great time with it too.
Yeah,
It's
it is
awesome.
fun.
Okay, you was on, what was you on? Scary stories that really scared you?
Worst accident.
Yeah.
My word, okay, I got lucky 2 times that I would have been a pancake. And I got lucky 2 times, and one time I cut a tree.
Oh, that's a good
It was in big timber, flatter than a flitter, great big timber. And there's a grapevine went back to a dead beech tree.
Oh yeah.
And that sunbucking beech tree was about this big around. And I ain't exaggerating like the fish story, it was about that big around. And I release this big poplar, and it starts down. I back up out in the skid row, just gravy cutting, and stopped and turned around, and looked up, and all of a sudden, whop! Right, and it was this far from me. I felt the wind off of it, and it hit the ground, and it sunk in the ground. It was about this big around. That son of a buck wasn't.
You'd have been.
Yeah,
You'd
I'd
have
have been flat.
You'd have been a spot.
And then there's another time me and Roger got to, if you're all out there listening, when 2 timber cutters get within a tree length of each other, it's bad news.
Yep.
It's always bad news. It don't matter how much you trust him, somebody will be a lap of judgment. So I'm cutting my Roger, and we're cutting this great big cherry bark red oak. Both of us is just slobbering at the mouth to get this shit cut. And it's another time we went in flat ground, so these is big old whoppers. And I'm over here, and I just so happen I'm lucky enough to be on the right hand side of the tree I'm cutting. Roger's on the left. He's about 50 feet away from me. And we just got us a cut line, and we're backing up, just throwing them out there as we back up together. Well, he does something stupid and cuts his hinge off. And I just made my hinge, and I come back, and I poke my saw bar in, and all of a sudden I didn't see nothing. Just whop, everything happened. And there's a fork, fell down and hit my tree, and the limbs was about that big around that hit my tree like this and slid down and splat. And one of them brushed my ass cheek when it come down, and the one was just missed my head to come down, and I just looked around the tree and there stood Roger. And it was, I would have been flatter than a damn pancake.
Holy smokes. What state do you live in, Stump Jumper? Or Login?
Pennsylvania. We're in what's considered Western Pennsylvania. We're about 65, 70 miles east of Ohio, right along the I-80 corridor. We work basically, I have worked over in Ohio a little bit, but we're basically right there, home state. Pennsylvania's a big state. So we're working right around probably 50 to 100 mile radius from where we live there. Near the town of near Clarion, Pennsylvania. So we do a lot of work in Allegheny. The Alleghenies. Where we are is considered the Allegheny Plateau, and so we're right in that area. Beautiful area. Yeah.
Auction, Indiana, for the fallers. What size axe, weight, handle length do you use for banging wedges?
I use a 3.5 pound, and my handle's really short because I carry my axe in a regular framer's hammer holder.
Right.
Jesse has a metal scabbard like Buckin uses, and I think yours is a 28-inch handle.
Yeah, it's a 28-inch handle.
And a 3. Do you have a 3.5?
Yeah.
3.5. And he has the Buckin special. We haven't got to try it out yet on any trees yet. That's
Yeah.
his new.
Did you get a bucket?
Gotta love the bucking specials.
I gotta get one. They're too nice.
Mine is
They got-
lucky.
they're the
Mine's
little
lucky.
girl
And I
that
welded
right in my office.
a handle in mine about this long. It was an old axe I've had since I started logging.
Really good.
Welded the handle in it. Actually broke the handle once. And you ought to see the way I'll show it someday in a video. And I carry a hammer holder just like he does. And the rest of it, that's all I ever need. The rest of it all loosen the tree up to, help me around before
I've got a nice. I've had umpteen of them, you know, and whatever. Usually everything in my truck, guys use it, put it in our truck, and I never see it again. So the latest one I just got, I did a video on it. It's on my channel. It's Pa's cutting one or something, and I don't mean pulling the finger either.
Yeah.
But I've got this awesome. I got it at Lowe's. I can't remember what brand it is, but it's a
East
little.
Wing.
Yeah, it's a little blue axe.
East Wing.
And it's like a little boy
Camper's
axe.
axe. It's a East
I'm
Wing
telling
camper's
you
axe.
what, I love that thing, man. That's got a beautiful handle on it. It's steel, and it's got a beautiful little, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 pound head. But it is. We call them Go Devils for knocking wood.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm telling
Stevie.
you what,
That we
that's
keep
something
that for
else.
employees. Mine is my logger's charm.
Yeah.
And that's why my axe is. That's what I have to have.
Yep.
If I go to the woods and I don't have my axe, I don't cut.
Yep.
I'm not
love it.
superstitious, but I have to have my axe.
Yeah.
I've had it since I started logging, and I'll have it when I retire.
Yep. Well,
I'm gonna
hide
get-
it.
I'm gonna
Hide
get
it.
eyes.
Stick it up your record so somebody else don't get it.
Here's a comment and then a good question after, but it says, Wade, I like Pa. Any man that cuts the door handle off his truck with an axe is a friend.
I love that
That
one.
was an awesome
Hey,
video.
it's a good thing
Yes,
I'm
a
on
Chevy.
chill pills now
You know
because
how ours
before
do.
my chill pills,
Fought to the damn.
I'd have hacked that whole damn. I was gonna give it a convertible treatment. Hey, you know what? If they made a door handle now, I thought we had that all settled about 50 years ago. A big door handle that opened the truck. But no. We have to have plastic junk. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hey, thanks, man, for putting up with my foolishness.
Big Nuts says it's his 50th anniversary married to his wife. What do you guys think?
Yay!
Happy anniversary.
Good for you.
Amen, brother.
Good for you.
Hey, you must be doing something right, and it's probably yes, ma'am. You're right.
Yes.
Hey, 32 for me and ma'am's 32. Yep.
I got
Yep.
How many?
Come on.
11.
How many?
23.
Yeah.
23?
Awesome. Good
Just-
job.
just
How many for you?
23.
Oh, that's
Almost
good enough.
25.
Wow. Amen, brother. Amen.
What's the most crazy dipping hit? What's the most embarrassing moment when logging?
Most embarrassing moment when logging. I'll tell you one for me. The most embarrassing moment I ever had logging was when a truck driver, contractor, Steve Carnes, hell of a good guy. I was taking a leak out in front of his truck, and he got out of the truck and he come around and he stopped. He looked at me and he said, "Hey." He said, all the guys were standing around. And he says, "Hey, that looks just like a penis, only a whole lot smaller." And then you said that the other day, but I heard that one 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the most embarrassing moment for me.
Yeah.
But I got him back because I caught him a week or two later, and I scared the living shit out of him because I went by and blew the horn. He was out in front of his truck in the morning taking a dump.
I had one as a-
get on live with us.
And do what?
Buckin says, how the hell do you work this thing?
Okay, I have one on the embarrassing thing. We had this farm we worked on, a bunch of. Oh, shit.
Oh, no,
shit.
Now it's all
And
over.
I spilled liquor and everything.
Look what you did.
I didn't even hit nothing.
Have another drink.
Yeah. I did. Hang on, peoples. Stay with us now.
I live right on the
Hey, are you guys okay?
You killed them all. Take her.
Somebody could have got killed, like in
Hey.
things in one people wears. A
Hey,
kilt.
Tater, wrecked
So
them,
anyways-
damn near killed them.
Yeah, I wrecked them. Hell, killed them both.
And again.
So anyways, is that about where it was?
I don't know. You
Yeah,
messed
Okay,
them
we was
all
working
up.
on this one place that had a bunch of. Quit that shit. It was full. We was working at this place, and it was full. It's like third generation, old money. These fancy houses up on the hill and everything. And this forester marked this poplar really, really thin. And I'm in this sunbuck and I'm having a bad day. And I'm down there now. Let me tell you, back in the day, boys, I could make a sailor blush. And I'm down there and I can't get one of these son of a bucks to fall. So I guess I'm raising 9 cons of hell down there trying to beat these freaking poplars over and fall them in these little son of a bucking slots that they had. And I had some of them fall and hit 2 or 3 trees and just stop before it hits the ground and just get wound. You know. And the next day we moved up to the other site, And this rich guy comes up and he's sitting there looking down there over the hill and he's telling old Crawhorn there, he's laughing his ass off. He said, that son of a buck, he said, I sit up on the deck and watched him and laughed my ass off the whole time watching him struggle the day before that.
Sure. Let me go get my sneakies.
I was kind of embarrassed because
Yeah.
You don't get embarrassed.
I actually was. I don't know why. I don't know why that embarrassed me, but that you asked what embarrassed you. That actually embarrassed me. I guess if I stepped out of character or something, I was having a bad day.
Somebody asked how many accents Pa can do. Oh boy.
Oh, God.
What's
You
mine?
opened up a whole can of worms.
What that? What?
How many
Accents.
accents?
Paul's
can you
accents.
do?
Accents.
Yeah,
Ah.
don't forget the guy from Magnum PI.
Oh, at Magnum Higgins,
Yeah.
yes. Zeus, Apollo, heel lads. What about, I can do the Aussie thing, all right? No worries, mate.
That Daniel Bean's back on here again. He
Yeah.
said, I'd rather let her rot before
No,
I
it's got
sold
that.
100% hardwood
I mean, I got a little over there.
crop for that low. Give me a little guidance here, guys. I think,
Forrester,
yeah,
Forrester,
go Forrester.
go on your state. How do you get your state? Get a hold of your state DNR
Yeah,
and get a Forrester.
Nah, don't do state DNR. Go to a private consultant. Go to a private.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, they got a list. They got the state has a list. And
Yeah.
Come on
Do you
in.
have an email address you could shout to the guy real quick?
Yes.
And make it a
Yeah.
little easier to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be home for a few days, but tell you what, go to my website. I got websites reynoldsloggingpa.com, and all my contact information's on that. And I ain't gonna be home till Tuesday. We're flying out of here Monday, but sometime like Tuesday evening or something. But my phone numbers and everything are on there, so if you want to go ahead and go to that, reynoldslogging.com, reynoldsloggingpa.com. And we've got links to the YouTube channel. We got links to all my information there. So
That's right.
And
that's
if for
the best
some
bet.
reason that you can't get him that way, go on loggerway.com, get a hold of me, and I'll send you over to Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, too. If I got people, I'm back up again. People have a hard time finding our channel because if you just go to Stump Jumpers, you get a bunch of these
Yes.
mountain bike guys.
Mountain bikes, yes.
So you gotta go Stump Jumper Videos.
Yes.
Mammy Logger is the actual name of the YouTube site or whatever. And it's Mammy Logger Stump Jumper Videos. So if you include all that, you'll find us. But I appreciate it.
Shore Logger says, I once slipped off a muddy tire and fell about 2 feet of mud with my junk in my hand. Yeah, that sucks.
sounds fun.
Oh, hey, my oldest son, Cameron, love you too, bud. Actually, today's your brother's birthday. The day before was mine. You forget that every year. My youngest son's on here again.
You got a booger?
Yeah, says I got a booger. Okay, try again. 400 acres, all hardwood, no pine, 3 outfits. I'd like to say, I think best thing to do is just try to direct contact with Paul, because I think you got something here, but it's going to be pretty hard to get the information you really want in this formula. So
I got a side. I might just send down there and cut it for him, you know. Hey, look at that, Wade. We're putting a dent on that.
Tonight's the last night. It's D night.
Wow.
Or the D day is D
They
night.
have a small trailer.
It's D
mounted
night. It's
yard.
D night. We're gonna drink the beers.
Oh, this must be for you. Did they have a small trailer mounted yard there? And if they did, what do you think of it?
Yes.
They had 3 or 4 trailer mounts, and
And that little Kohler.
that Kohler, the TY40.
That was
Yeah,
on a
there
truck
was
mount.
some-
And I like that TY40. I think that would suit me just fine.
My take is I'd like to get some drums and a motor, and I'd like to build one myself.
Yes. Yes.
That's what he wants to do.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
Oh, and here's a gentleman that's getting on here that's given that the guy with the 400, Daniel Bean, is getting some information from somebody else. So make sure you're watching these comments too,
Good.
Daniel Bean, because you've got a couple guys here trying to help you.
Good. Yep. It sounds like you're gonna be sitting on a good pot of money. If you got white oak, brother, I mean white oak's just hammering through the ceiling right now, so don't let nobody steal it from you.
Something equipment. Thanks for answering some questions, guys. Hi, Alex from Lambert in North Wisconsin. Well, thanks for asking the questions. That's why we
Yeah.
wanted to do this.
You all have kept us going.
Yeah, and I had a great time this whole weekend with these guys, and this is awesome. We're answering these questions like this. I was just telling these guys that, especially over this weekend, I've gotten several comments on that I haven't been able to get back to you guys because I've been so busy. So answering them live like this, that's pretty awesome.
It's fun.
I'll tell you what is now Paul's a successful logger.
Well, I don't know about that.
And,
That's
we,
right.
and let me tell you, we both come out here to see Alex and these guys.
Yep.
They got great attitudes.
Yes.
And they're not arrogant, and
No.
they do their thing, and they're very intelligent.
Yep.
for what
Real
they do.
people. Real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have learned a shitload from each other.
Oh yeah.
I got two here real quick. Emily Fritzwater, Alex, what's your favorite, Caterpillar or John Deere? Honestly, I spend enough time on the ground in the weather out here. If it's got a cab and a heater, that's good enough for me. If the AM FM works, then I'm in.
And if they're broke, they're junk.
And then the next question for me was, does Cotton Top know you guys are doing this?
Yeah, Cotton Top said he
Probably
just
not,
got
'cause he
to.
doesn't follow my channel, so.
Well, I got a hold of him earlier, and he said he just got to where he's got signal. I don't know if he's gonna get to us or not. He's probably worked today, so I don't know. I didn't text him earlier to let him know. So
He said he was going up north or something to film something. So I don't know.
Some of these, like my son just asking to tell you guys a story about a time, but it's cutting your comments in half. So, I'm not sure how to get the full comment, but tell him the time Cameron tried to get the greenhorns F. So ask it again, Bob. Tell him about the time Cameron got the greenhorn down by the.
I remember.
Oh, that was the time when it was actually Adam up the tree. I talked him into unrigging a tree for me because he was scared of heights.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because it was a top tree, they shake a lot easier. So I stand there, man, he froze up.
Mm-hmm.
So then I took the guy line and I hooked it into the choker bell and was pulling on it with the Sky Car. And it was, we was making a good 15-foot swath. And then he got scared as his belt fell, so he bear hugged. And he wouldn't come out. And he'd been up there an hour or better.
Oh!
I couldn't get him down. I was like, come on. So finally, I ended up facing the tree up.
Oh my
And as soon as I stuck that saw in, boy, he started skivvying right down that tree. And he was 100% sure I was gonna fall that tree. I wouldn't have fallen it on him, but I got him down out of the tree. So
This son of a is crazy now. I'm telling you.
huh?
How high up was he?
60 feet.
Oh, that's all. Hell, hey, Junior be all right. Put a Band-Aid on it.
Now listen. I don't care how high I get off the ground, just as long as I got 1 foot on the ground yet.
I guess Cotton Top's trying to message you.
I'll check. I had one I wanted to tell if we get to a dull moment.
Well, you go ahead and tell one.
Well, now I forgot it.
I never.
These guys learn all about my ADD. They started into this stuff, and I said, boys, you better keep me entertained or you'll lose me.
They make pills for that.
Zach Ford says this is better than cable TV.
All right.
This is real life.
Yes.
There's no bullshit, no drama. Nobody's paying us to do this.
No,
We're
it's just
having
plain old fun.
Yeah, we're having a good time talking with each other and you folks.
It's fascinating to think that anybody could give a crap about what we do for a living. I do myself find it fascinating, don't you?
Yeah,
I love it. I'm passionate about it. I just love it. The only thing I really learned from school, I think, was we had a home economics teacher tell us that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I say amen to that.
Yeah. William Hill says, is there much work out there in Oregon, Washington? If so, load the saws up. Actually, right now is a little bit slow time for us. February, March. Middle April, a lot of stuff will start opening up because a lot more of the ground skidding starts happening because the ground's starting to dry out and whatnot. So, good question though. What is the scariest thing ever happened to you guys when logging?
I answered that.
Well, I'll tell you, I can tell that story I told you all earlier. I was cutting a big piece of white pine when I was up in New England, up in Rhode Island. Big, beautiful white pine, probably 36 dBH tree, and big, tall stuff, 3-stick wood. And we were cutting a grove of it, and I was working by myself, snowstorm, wind blowing, probably shouldn't have been working, but I was too dumb to do anything else. So anyway, I cut myself a drag, hooked it up, just a couple of big trees, because there was big pine. I had a 540B cable skitter, I had her chained up. I drug that to the, I cut a third tree and it set back on me, and I can't reckon if I think I just pulled my saw out, let it set back and rest. And anyway, I don't think I drove a wedge in it, but I had a tree pusher on the back of the skitter, and so I took that drag out to the landing and bucked it up.
Stevie Billows.
I come back and I forgot to push that pine tree, and I got out, started cutting another drag. I just forgot all about that tree that I'd set up like that, and I was working out there, and I literally felt that tree brush my back. I mean, it literally brushed my coat, And then because there was snow and it just total whiteout, And I had cut that tree and I was working bumping the knots off and stuff, working my way up. And this stuff was so tall I'd buck it in half. And anyway, I was standing about the middle of this tree, and that other one come wheeling, barreling ass back by me, and I mean, literally, if it had been a ½ inch difference, it would have squashed me like a bug. So that was probably one of the most scariest. That and another time I had a small cherry uproot on me and just missed me like that. But yeah, those things happen, don't they?
Yeah, a lot. I've been lucky a lot of times. I can't count how many times. I remember one time I was cutting. This is funny. I had this. We had these Mexicans come out and help us because we was hard getting help, and I guess we was paying too cheap. We was broke. Okay, you know what I mean? So we're going on, and I'm inexperienced cutting, but I'm full of piss and vinegar. We're going at this stuff and everything, and then there's this double. Now what I'd have done today, I would have failed the double, maybe put a relief in the crotch, and when it hit the ground, she'd have opened up. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't know no better. So I cut the first one, fell it, and I got the lame brain idea to get up on the one I just cut.
Oh yeah.
To cut the other one.
That's right.
And then I even released that. No, I chased this bastard. And you all seen that video with this guy that went around that hollow tree. Me and you was talking about it. And he gets halfway around the tree, and the tree starts cracking and shit. Mm-hmm. And all experienced timber cutters going throttle, throttle, throttle. And he pushes out, and all of a sudden, boom! This summit blows up, and he's running this way, he's running that way, running this way, he's running that way. And finally, everything just. And it just barely missed him. Well, that's what I did. I pushed out and I let off.
Damn dummy.
And then all of a sudden, I remember this son of a buck grabbed a hold of me, and I took flight. And I remember this little Mexican. It was his first day, and he's already convinced I'm retarded. And he's standing there on the ground, and I started about 5 foot off the ground, and this son of a buck's watching me. He's talking for me.
Yep.
And as I take flight, I remember looking down. He's about 8 foot down. As I went past him, going backwards through the woods like this. All I can think, I went through there, and I'm thinking, "Sonny bitches." You know what I mean? All I can think is, "My God, please don't let nothing gore me right up the ass when I hit the ground." And I landed right flat out in the muddy skid road. Didn't hurt a thing. It jammed an elbow that hurt me for about a year and a half. But other than that, it didn't hurt. But yeah, that was funny though. That's funny. I remember looking down at him thinking, "Sonny bitches."
Stump Jumper, have you ever heard of Broad Lumber Company in Bedford, PA?
Bedford, no, I haven't. That's out east.
Oh, Kipper guy. Hey,
Don! Come on,
Don. Hope y'all are doing good today. Tell Lacey we're all still thinking about her.
Yes, we're all praying for her. Yep. No, I don't know where in Bedford. That's out east, I think. I don't know where that is.
I'm actually about 20 minutes behind. I just looked at the clock. I'm like 20 minutes behind on the questions or the comments. So
Wow, the
I'm
comments are
kinda-
coming in so fast we ain't giving.
Yeah, I'm
We're slacking.
just kind of skipping.
Just flip through them and get the good ones, do we?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Wade Carter.
Hey, you better ask some good ones if you want to get up there.
Time to cut weight off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's about
Hurt my
time.
noggin,
Hey.
digging my head. So
Hey.
yeah, I'm clear back when Paul was talking about getting hit in the.
Yeah.
Head
Good
and
time.
grapple.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hell.
Stevie, is Wade talking about you? Is Stevie on here talking? Stevie better not be on here talking about me. Stevie, I will get on that airplane and I will have my ass sitting there in Indiana. I'll give you a head start. I'm starting in what is this place? Eugene, Oregon. I'm starting here, Stevie. So you better find a big rock to hide under, Stevie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
working.
scared.
I'm working on my tater impression. I'll get that down pat.
Yeah, he's been doing this. Go ahead.
Stevie, I'm big daddy. Stop big daddy, Stevie.
Stevie, they think we sound like Kentuckians. Stevie, we sound like Kentuckians.
I don't know why.
Now where's?
Housekeeping. Oh,
Hey, you guys gotta quiet down a little bit.
can you hear?
We can hear you like half an hour.
We got
No, just
part
go. I don't know. Just go ahead.
Never.
Yeah,
We don't know we're live down the hall. Who's this?
Cigarettes?
Because it's going.
Hey, small log, and we got an old hood 24,000. Hood 24,000. I ran one for years. I got it messed up. This finger hurts me every day from a hood 24,000. Thank you, John Hood, for breaking my freaking finger.
Hey, ask him if he wants a hood 28,000. I got one.
Hey, he's got a big 28,000 he'll sell you.
Yes, sir. It's actually a good run.
You can park them sunbucks side by side.
Yep.
Sell it.
Plant flowers with them.
I don't want to sell it. It's
Is it a trailer?
He collects.
Okay, I'm starting to get caught up now.
Yep.
So that guy with the 400 acres, Daniel Bean. Thank you guys a lot. I'll be in touch. I'm
Yeah.
fed up with dealing with these fly-by-night bastards. Yeah,
Bastards.
I think
Bastards.
that's your best. Wish I could take a motel room vacation.
Aw.
Oh, I could recommend some really good
What's
ones.
the oldest?
You
Well,
good
here we
one.
go.
You're good
Here's a
one.
good
Go
one
there.
because you can answer this one too. What's the oldest machine you've ever ran?
That 1969 Garrett.
Oh, good stuff.
Uh,
Nice skitter.
I've actually I was not productively doing anything, just messing around. Played with a LS98 link belt line machine that was built like I want to say 1957,
Wow.
maybe a little bit younger than that.
That'd be a good question for Skidell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Dude.
Yeah,
He's
Dale's got some awesome stuff.
video,
Oh my
man.
God, that guy and Rusty Grapple too.
Yeah, I
They
know
both
watching
come
it.
up with
Good.
great man. Oh
That's good.
God.
Rusty grapple. Yep.
I had a buddy down the road had a freaking Model T.
What are we doing for
Yeah.
It's been restored. And he was silly enough, he let me drive it one time.
That Jake just
And everything went fine
we were gonna do this.
Till I found out it had an Ooga horn on it.
Hungry.
And I think I wore the bearings out of the Ooga horn. He finally, he's going, "You're going to run my battery down." I'm going, That's the oldest thing I ever rode.
Oh.
Probably not that. Did you forget it's your son's birthday? You're supposed to know.
No, I didn't forget. I know.
He was, you could tell he's sitting there trying to be nice. You know, he's like, "Hey, you know, you might want to ease off the Ooga horn." I'm sitting there.
Did you guys do dirty jokes yet?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, dirty jokes.
Have you ever snapped a cable and had anything come crashing down? Absolutely.
Wow.
I've seen, you know, and that's the thing with them Eagle and Acmes. They are built tough. I've seen them come out of the air a couple 100 feet
Wow.
and put oil back in and went right back to work.
Wow.
But I've also seen, and with an Acme and a Bowman,
I seen the remnants over the shop.
we had to get another carriage out to get that one picked up and sent in.
Oh jeez.
I've seen I've seen a tower buckle and come over.
I guess not.
Chipper guy says thanks.
I take my.
Dirty jokes.
Dirty
He
jokes.
likes to frustrate me.
There you go. Oh
Let's not be too loud, we're in a hotel and I can hear you guys all the way down the hallway.
Yeah, all you guys are being way too loud with your comments. Comment quieter.
No shit, Jesse.
Enough of that.
my.
I'll be ashamed.
Happy birthday, Logger Wade.
Thanks for the happy birthdays.
29 today.
Yeah.
Hey, you
They
got
keep
any-
asking me my age. I forgot once I got past 21. It don't really matter. I'll drink to that though.
We ain't driving tonight. We got a flat tire.
Oh, so we got, Bill Hall, Alex and Brian. Have you ever had a close call with Skyline or Carrie? Yes. I had Skyline come down real close to me, standing in. That was my fault, standing too close, crowding the radio.
One time I can remember really ducking for cover. We were logging in eastern Washington while at Medill, and we were pretty high up in the air. And the Air Force.
They just kicked us off.
Oh,
You're not live anymore?
Oh, thank goodness.
Todd,
Billy, don't call me while we're doing this. It's on my phone. I'll holler at you later.
do your best Tater impression.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Here we go.
Stevie, don't be gay, Stevie.
Don't be gay, Stevie.
oh, that was good.
Was that good?
I like that
He did mean it though, Stevie. Don't be gay.
Chuck Driver says, tell us about the deer camera, Wade.
Oh, the deer camera. What do you do with the deer camera? Oh.
How did you know about this? We're cutting on this job. It's hotter than Billy Hammer hell, and I'm out there cutting all day. If anybody knows me, knows when it gets above about 50 degrees, I ain't got no shirt on when I'm cutting.
Naked boy.
I do not cut with a shirt. So I've been cutting all day on this job, and it's hotter than Billy Hammer hell out. And we're working on this rich guy that's got he's got all this investment money, and this whole place that we got, he's got like millions and millions and millions. And this whole place we're working on is just a big tax write-off to him. So we're working on this job. And this guy's scared to death of his own shadow. He's got cameras set up all over the place. But, so I've been cutting all day. Well, at the end of the day, your underoos fills up with sawdust. So here I am. I come up by a shop there where I think nobody's watching. And I got my pants down to my knees and I'm digging out my underoos. And I turn around and look. And I swear to God, about 3 foot from my ass cheeks was his camera. I mean, he was zoomed in. And he's watching from New York City. He's watching me dig my old ass cheeks out.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's a camera right there.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Oh my God,
that'd be awesome.
That's a
He weren't impressed either.
I hope you changed them underoos the night before, sunshine.
My God, if he seen me from the other direction, he'd have been impressed.
You had to really zoom that sumbitch in. Microscopic.
My God, look at the size of that log. Oh, it's just, oh.
I thought that thing was a twig till it changed.
You guys do that one yet?
What is it?
In log truck stuff?
Oh, have you? Oh my God! Carson Becker asked, "What is the worst one of you have ever got a log truck? I need another whiskey. A log truck stuck. We hook a skitter onto one and rip the front bumper off. Tow hooks right off. Well, I'll tell you what.
I got two.
We just about flopped our 2013 Pete 379 over there a couple weeks ago, coming off that mountain in Benazet. I think Mikey got a little going there and spiked the brake and slid off into the soft ditch. The road was froze, the ditch weren't, and he laid it right against the bank. Luckily it didn't do any damage, but they bent the trailer up trying to pull it out with the skitter. They ended up having the truck hooked to it, the service truck, and until they could get the skitter out there and hooked to it, and then what they ended up doing is driving it forward because they couldn't pull it backwards, but driving it forward and easing the front end up onto the road, and then holding the trailer so it didn't lay over till they got her going down the road. So we tore up the trailer a little bit, we've had a ton of them, but
Yeah, that's it. We all got all kinds of stories on that.
Oh,
I'll tell you my one. A guy asked earlier about a Mack truck,
yeah.
and I will give you this. When I started hauling logs, I started with the R model Mack, and I did every stupid thing in the book. And you know, when you turn a truck and pulling, what do you call it, hay rack trailer?
Yeah.
When you're driving a truck and you turn 9 degrees of the hay rack trailer coming up a hill,
how are you?
all that weight lays back against your frame.
Yep.
And then if you got a light enough truck with them small little R7 Mack motor, them little R7 Mack motors, that's somebody should pick right up in the air. And they had that camelback suspension, so hell, she'd raise right up in the air. So we come up around this damn curve, and I got a little 650 dozer pushing me, Uncle Herman. It was just enough to get me going. This trailer I was pulling was junk. It was busted. All the cross members busted from front to back. This fucking trailer wobble like a damned old dish rag, you know. So I turned this up into back around this 9-degree curve. By the time that old trailer rocked back and me and that old Mack come up in the air, and I wasn't letting off. So I just hammered on that son of a bitch, and we went out. We went through the trees. There's saplings bigger around than this damn drinking glass. And me and that old Mack truck, we just mowed them over. And I look back and old Herman, he's on that 650 dozer and he's afraid to back off me because he's afraid I'd flop over backwards if he didn't stay under the bumper, you know, so he just stayed with me. About that time we finally got straightened up, my front end come back down and I just steered her back on the road. Well, the next day the old man come out there and seen all that and he was, Dad, I don't have any idea who the hell done that.
Hey, I got a good trailer wrecking story, right? All right, we had this, this was probably about 8 or 10 years ago. We had a Great Dane, one of them ultra-light trailers, and we got this brilliant idea to strip it down, okay? So my buddy Jamie, old Opie, he was running it. It was Thanksgiving, I think, or wasn't it Thanksgiving? And the mill was open because it was short on logs. It was open until a certain time, you know. So he was going to run a load up. We had preloaded on this Great Dane trailer. We'd stripped it down, just put two bunks, you know, 4 bunks on.
Mammy, I just messed this up.
We had it loaded with wood, right? And anyway, about, I don't know what time it was. I don't know. About 10:30 in the morning, I get this picture, text message with a picture on it, right? And anyway, Jamie called it La Cucaracha wagon because it was La Cucaracha all the way down the road because it was so flimsy, right? And we'd added some cross members. Yeah, La Cucaracha. So anyway, he gets in the mill yard up at the chip mill, right? And they got this sharp ass turn, and it's all ice because they just don't like to hand skid anything, I guess. But you go up into the unbinding racks to take your straps off, right? There's a safety device goes over the truck. Well, anyway, he goes up around that corner, and the truck slid, and when it slid, it just put the trailer enough of a pitch where it perched over on the front wheel, and didn't that son of a bitch roll over? The ass end of the trailer rolled and twisted, so it twisted just like a candy cane. That one half of that bunk, the whole thing still loaded, strapped and everything, laid right over sideways, and here the rest of it was still on the front of the truck. So lo and behold, that was an odd looking rig going along there. So it took a bit to get that untwisted. There's my story and I'm sticking to it.
That's, yeah.
Oh, the cucaracha bit the dust. But you know, they unloaded that and they took the high lift and they twisted it and pried on it and got it good enough so he could drive it home. He drove it home with like the one side of the wheels off the ground.
Hey, my first log trailer I ever built, we flopped that bastard going about 55 mile an hour at the load of lumber on it. You ever seen splatter? You talk about a freaking whole load of lumber about 55 mile, or was it 50? It's about 50 when it come off its wheels. Smack! It hit the pavement. My brother took a crew down there and picked that up. You talk about a mess of shit now. Twist it up. Hey, I rebunked that trailer, and that trailer's still running to this day. And let me tell you something. To all the store-built trailer manufacturers out there, I think we rebuilt that trailer back in 2009, and I ain't touched it with a freaking welding rod since.
Hey,
empty weight of 12,200.
Hey, wait, Carson Becker writes, and he says, we had a truck driver get mad about his truck getting dirty because the landing was muddy. what is the dumbest thing a truck driver ever said to you?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you really wanting to open this box up?
That's a can of freaking
That
worms.
is a whole
right there.
can of worms there.
That's a can of cobra snakes. Huh? That's some downright spitters there. You get your sunnies on, mate. Oh my God! What? Well, I had a guy one time lost all his air on his drives and kept driving it and twisted the axles out of it. The U joints. I guess the U joint probably caused the trouble. It popped the U joint, tore all the. I mean, man, he just beat that thing, beat all the airbags out of it, beat all the airlines off the frame. And then the dumb part of that was I asked him, "Oh, I didn't hear nothing." I said, "I bet you
Bullshit.
did."
Bullshit.
Talk about a dumb thing. Yeah, I didn't hear nothing.
Put it this way, the day before I come down here, the day before I left, Tripp gets in a truck to back it up, and he killed it. And he gets on the CB, he said the starter don't work on his truck. And he said, "Derek, what happened? What happened to the truck? I can't get it started. I can't get it started." And he never pushed the button that starts the truck. He's trying to twist the key instead of push the start
They were
button.
called payloggers.
That was the day before I left to come up here.
Buddy Hawkins.
Oh. Hey, I got a question here for you. Now, this guy Buddy Hawkins wants to know if any of us have ever seen or ever used
or
had an S10 International skitter, cable skitter.
Yeah, I knew a guy.
International, yeah.
They're a good skitter.
Yep, payloggers, what
Yeah,
they call it.
payloggers,
Yes,
yeah.
I know. I didn't have one, but I think it was an S8 though. It was a little bit smaller. But Thompson Lumber up in Ashaway, Rhode Island. I used to work for them. I used to contract cut for them, and they had. I think it was an S8, and I can't quite remember, but it was a paylogger, and it had 353 in it. Detroit, and that was one hell of a good skitter. They had that thing for years and years and years, and boy, would that old girl pull. Yep.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Anybody ever seen a Massey Ferguson skitter?
Just pictures. I've never been around one.
I know where there's two of them sitting. Well, what about a Case, Cord King? Anybody ever see them? Yeah, Case made a skitter.
Yes.
Another one was, did I say Massey Ferguson? Yeah, Massey Ferguson. What was the other one? I can't think of the name of it. I'll think of it after a bit.
TJB, got a beer and Lager Wade Live. Hell yeah.
What about them timber toters? You guys seen them out west here, didn't you? Timber toters? Yeah, Skidill's got some on his channel. Timber toters. That's a real rare one. I'd heard of them, but I never seen one back
I've
then.
never seen one.
But that Garrett. Now Garrett, if I correct me here, because I'm not sure of my timeline, but I was told that Garrett, it was a Garrett tree farmer. Garrett started, then tree farmer, Garrett tree farmer. And then, of course, Franklin bought Tree Farmer out back, in the 90s or something, before they went out of business. But I believe them first tree farmers were called a Garrett tree farmer. They had Can Car.
Yeah, I remember those.
Can Car tree farmer. But I think the first ones was Garrett. I'd like to, Skadill, if you're, I don't know, obviously you're probably not listening now, but I bet you Skadill would know.
Yeah.
I messaged him before because he's just a wealth of knowledge on that old stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think that the Garrett tree farmer. Garrett
Here's a comment and then a really good question. The guy with the acreage says he'll be in contact.
Thank you, sir.
But here's another one. Oh, sheesh, you're coming in like crazy now. Gary Clark II. Have any of you fellers ever thought of, or loggers gone to a skitter boneyard and gathered the parts to put together, and do you think that you could make it to do better than its purpose? I think Wade has.
I am convinced. I'm not being arrogant. I'm convinced that if I could get a bunch of John Deere G3 parts and put them together, I'm convinced I could do a good job at it. But that's just, and economically it can't be done because my time is not best spent doing shit like that. But I think I could, but
Hey, Tater, just to show that great minds think alike, what were we talking, this is kind of along this lines, although it isn't a skitter, but we were talking about pre-hauling wood in a hurry. We were talking about an off-road Volvo or one of these off-road dirt hauling trucks like on Gold.
okay, everybody, Gregory Indu, if you ever get on this, buddy, you could probably enlighten on this.
Yeah.
But the problem we have with the forwarder in America is we get paid on capitalism. And the problem we have with the forwarder is they move slower than a daggone, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir, yes,
Than a
sir.
daggone pissant on steroids. You know what I mean? The sunbucks are slower than molasses. You know, slower than mud. You know, what the hell? Let's get some shit moved. You know what I mean? Let's get about
25-ton rock
about 6,
truck.
8 gears. The bap, 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 like his freaking the doodad with the cables and shit on. With
Yarder.
Yeah, about like a yarder.
Anyway, there is a video.
Well, anyways, if you had a freaking dump truck, a 6x6 with 44 type of mentality on it, you can come flying out there, get to the yard,
There's a video.
dump that shit, turn around and buzz back. Anyway, that's what me and Paul talk about.
Duke running the rock truck all the time. Around somebody in that field. Yeah. Remember that video in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Where they was hauling out with a.
That was New Zealand. If y'all get on there and look for New Zealand, somebody done that. I mean, we've all been fantasizing over that for years. But somebody in New Zealand done it.
Chris Zumo says, Alex, do you ever come across the guys from Axeman? I do have one on my channel that I talk to quite a bit.
So you either
And
want me to make him breakfast or don't want to take
Take
him
them out.
Brian said that Jesse
Shut it down.
Browning was at the show today, and I have talked to a couple of the kids that were Mike Field in Renonia the first couple of seasons. I talked to quite a bit.
Jesse Browning friended me on Facebook one time and we bullshitted a while on Messenger, and I was dying to get to meet him today or yesterday and I missed him. So Jesse, if you're out there, buddy, I wanted to meet you. They pretty bad, but I missed you.
Guy, they need to know what's around. I don't know my
Like
niece.
fuel on the floor too.
They have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are you guys getting hungry or what?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yes.
I think the questions are actually starting to slow down.
Dirty.
Yeah, we're at 249 viewers right now. We're slowing back down. 251. Yeah.
Anyone use forwarders in your area? We do have a few, not very many, but a few. Now that I said that they're slowing down, it just went.
27 delay.
Well, guys, it's been hanging out with you, but I gotta go cook dinner.
Yeah,
Tripper
me
and
too.
McCulloch, man. Yeah, we gotta hit for dinner ourselves.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, here's to everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Yes, thank all of you.
Thank you,
Everybody. It's been
Yeah.
awesome. The
Love y'all.
questions have been awesome. The comments.
This has been great.
The whole weekend for me has been great. The whole experience.
And Aaron, you go wash your mouth out with soap.
Yeah. Exactly.
We
Tell
forgive
your
you.
mom I said no.
Pounds, but she shaved her beard off.